Oh, I've been waiting for this day for a while, I'm not even going to lie, man. It is time, it's semi-final time. We know the script. Let's make sure everything does not break and, fall apart immediately. Yes, there we go. I was having issues beforehand, it's not having issues now. What's happening? What's good? Semi-final Sunday, and it's an Easter Sunday at that, so we know what happens. By law, we have to win this game 17-0. Let's go. Football time. How's it going, lads? We'll show you the first few in. How you doing, David? Nice to see you as well, man. Oh, you're waiting Charlotte and Lewis. What's happening, Charlotte and Lewis? Hope you're having a good one. Celtic are going to win the day and it's going to be damn comfortable. How you doing, Shadow? Nice to see you as well, fella. To be fair, the weather is brilliant. In comparison to yesterday, anyone that watched the semi-final between Hearts and Aberdeen, it was not a very interesting game until pretty much until like the 80th minute, where people actually tried to attack. But for like the first fucking 80, it was boring as hell, man. There was like one shot on target up until that point. So hopefully this semi-final's just a wee bit better. Hello to you as well, brother. Hope you're enjoying yourself. I was going to say you're up early, but I keep needing to keep in mind that you're up early anyway. So about 6 or 7 AM over there, I think, give or take. Actually, no, I wouldn't be. It'd be a lot less than that. It'd be like 9, 10. Who cares? You're here. That's all that matters. But yeah, this one's going to be a damn interesting one. Of course, we're up against St Johnstone. This is a rematch of, the match earlier in the month where things didn't necessarily work out. Although, granted, it was a case of St Johnstone just taking their chances and being very lucky in the sense that we couldn't finish whatsoever. And again, based on the lineup that we've got today, I'm not too confident in it. I thought there would be a couple of changes that would have made sense for damn sure, but we haven't gone with the ones that I thought we would have. I thought, Kuhn would have started this game. I thought that was a lock-in, to be honest with you. But the two that I put in my thumbnail, I decided that those two were definitely going to be starting, so it's good that they're in there. But again, St Johnstone, they do have a good side, right? They can cause some problems. They haven't been particularly lucky in terms of domestic form, especially when it comes to the bottom of the league. They're not, pushing in higher heights or anything. They probably would have had better aspirations at the start of the season, but they have picked up key wins here and there. They're not completely dead in the water. And like I said, they have a good side. They have a couple of key players, especially along that back line, because like we experienced lesson a few weeks ago, they can hold out. They can certainly drag this out. For St Johnstone, it's the same kind of plan. They want to get a goal early. They want to try and capitalise on it. How you doing, Leighton? Well, there we go. We've got a Saints fan in here. That's interesting to see. There's very, very few of you, but it's good to have you in here, brother. Hope you're enjoying yourself. How you doing, Robert? Nice to see you, man. Good afternoon to you as well. And likewise with you, Rab. Nice to see you as well, fella. I should probably pull up the lineups and stuff just so you can get a little vague idea. I suppose we just start with the substitutions and stuff as well. Let me just pull up all the things that need to be pulled up. Okay, my mouse has just disappeared for some fucking reason, and that's fun. Any particular reason why it's doing this? Okay, well that's always fun. How am I supposed to tell that my fucking mouse has genuinely just disappeared off my screen? What the fuck is this then? Hasn't done that before. Fair enough, I suppose. I'll just have to manually switch with these tabs here. It's not too bad. I can still fix this. It's no real problem at all. But yeah, let me just pull up all the things I need to pull up. I'm going to this one, and you can take a little look at the benches and stuff, and now there's some interesting ones. This is going to really throw me off because I genuinely can't see where my mouse is. That's weird. It's never done that before. But we've got some bench options that we can certainly rely on. Trusted, Jota, Kuhn, of course. Certainly, options we can take. And now my computer's starting to freeze. I swear to God, if you're going to do this shit, I'll throw hands. But we do have options that we can certainly rely on off the bench as well. Of course, Schlupp, McCarthy. You can get a bit of a gauge that we haven't gone full strength to begin with. We'll have backup options should we need them. But like I said, for the rest of the team, it's about what you would expect. The back line, a little bit of a change, of course, with Taylor kind of holding his spot. Scales, Carter Vickers, not too bad, and disappointed by that. Scales and Carter Vickers actually played pretty good in the last game or two, so it'd be interesting to see if they continue that kind of combo. It'd be nice anyway. Johnston at the right. Everybody knows Johnston's pretty much as solid as a choice as you can get, man. He's the best right back in the league and then some. The midfield three is as strong as we could ask them to be, so that's as calm as we can probably hope for. Rio starting on the left hand side, he's been pretty good in the last few matches, like I said. Probably one of the better midfielders out of the three. I'd say the best out of the three, I'd be honest with you, over the last month or so. But of course McGregor's captain consistent, and of course Ngel's starting on the right hand side as well. So £11 million, you want to see him kind of pop up a goal a day, because these are the big games that you want to kind of take advantage and capitalise on. So if we can do so, fantastic. That's the minimum. But of course, on the left-hand side, we have our key man on that left wing, and of course it's Dyson Maeda. That man is pretty much the key for us today. If he performs, we should be alright. How you doing? How you doing, Hitman? Nice to see you, my guy. I mean, it's going to be a pretty good one, but again, the front two's because it's going to be rotatory, so Maeda and I'd imagine they would kind of switch with each other depending on how and where they are on the counter-attack, but Forrest is more or less an anchor player out on that right-hand side to give others just a little bit of extra freedom and creative liberty on that right-hand side. So definitely some interesting options that we can go, especially when it comes to counter-attacking as well, because again, the way that we've set up it seems like we're going to be doing a lot of rotations. It seems like there's going to be a lot of kind of indents, but for St Johnstone, like I said, they set up to play defensive. They are not fucking around at any point in time. They've got a game plan, and they've got a good one at that. Very defensive orientated, like I said. They tend to kind of sit in camps of 4 or 5 at the back, and then they'll break forward. That's where players like Griffiths and Holt, for St Johnstone, they'll kind of step in a little bit when it's necessary, but they do have some key players. Like I said, defensively specifically, we know Fisher's a pretty good goalkeeper based on the last experience we had with him, but Douglas Curtis, and I would say Sprangler's alright as well. Maybe not the choice that St Johnstone would have wanted to make today, but Balladus starts on that kind of side alongside him, so hopefully they have a bit of an off game today. But I like the way that they've kind of set up, in the sense that it's not that kind of I'm going to be gigantic pussy and play 5 at the back and then just do that. Like, they have a game plan. You can tell there's an identity how they play, because it's pretty much unchanged for when we last played them, actually, now that I'm kind of remembering it, because Duke McKenna playing on that left hand side, he was a good anchor player for them, can certainly get some good crosses in and some direct runs at that. Of course, you've got Clark and Sivary as well playing just ahead, and I guess it will mostly be set pieces. That will be the kind of goal. They'll try and win fouls on the edges of the box rather than kind of, you know, on the halfway line like they were trying to do in the last match. They'll want to try and get creative, you know, pieces going, because Celtic will come out in force. They know that there's a revenge story play here. Of course, obviously the last time we didn't win, we kind of got cheesed a little bit with that 1-0 defeat, but it is kind of how it goes sometimes. Football is a very, very funny sport. But yeah, I mean, definitely for sure there's some interesting things that we can do with this. I'm just making sure that I can get everything working. There we go. It's just strange because I cannot actually see my mouse. Like I said, there's always something that happens whenever I go live. I don't know what the fuck it is. Got it over. Will you show up the game? Nah, you can't do that, not legally anyway. Using your States fans because you play for the Perth Army. Oh, fair enough, isn't it? If it's where you're from, it makes sense, right? Realistically. How you doing, James? Nice to see you, man. Let's get this done. That's the absolute minimum. How you doing, Simon? Nice to see you as well, fella. Been a while since I've actually seen you. Hope you're doing well, my guy. I think you're talking about the wrong blue bastards, in fairness, Caden. So Johnston's not a bad wee side. They're a plucky wee number, and they can certainly, like I said, they can cause us problems. Like, this is not open and shut. Granted, Celtic Park is, you know, a different territory. Away from home, we're not as consistent. But whenever we have a neutral ground, we notoriously do pretty fucking good, okay? So that's my thinking. Anytime that we've gotten into these type of positions in previous seasons, yeah, there's been a couple of mistakes and mishaps, but for the most part, we've played pretty good in these types of stages and scenarios. And again, St Johnstone, not to disrespect them, but they are the weakest of the 4 remaining, so if Celtic can't beat them, then it's going to be a bit of a concern, because again, the way that, you know, the way that Aberdeen played in their semi-final, let's put it nicely, wasn't very convincing at all. Whoever gets through this final probably has an actual better chance of winning based on the way that the other teams played yesterday. So this is going to be an interesting one, but we'll read up the lineups as follows. But again, because I've no fucking mouse, I need to like manual clicking, which is just very strange. For St Johnstone, their lineup is as follows. They got Fisher starting in between the sticks. Curtis and Douglas are their full-backs, with Balladus and Spranger being their 2 centre-back pairings, with Carey and Duke McKenna playing on either side of the wings, with Holt and Griffiths being their holding midfielders, with Clark being their more advanced kind of attacking midfielder, let's say, but he'll probably drop in to make it a more level 5 when they need it. And of course, Siribe playing just ahead to make it a little bit more interesting in terms of physicality at the front for them. For Celtic, our lineup is as follows. Sirsalo starts in between the sticks, our good old finish friend. Let's hope he does something the day. You know, if he faces shots, it'd be nice to see him a bit more convincing, because the last few goals he's conceded have been a little at times, you know, but it is what it is. He's still trying to find his feet after Casper's injury. Taylor and Johnston are our fallbacks, so we can hope for that kind of cross-continental connection to get the job done, with Scales and Carter Vickers being our centre-back pairings for this one. Rio and Angels either side of our skipper for this one in command. McGregor holding that midfield place, and like I said, Rio and Gels playing either side. Maeda and Forrest are our wingers for this one, so no Kuhn, no Jota, and of course starting up front is Ida. Hopefully we see some rotation between those three up front. That would be the kind of hope. If we can get that going, fantastic, but like I said, it's open to interpretation. If St Johnstone play with the camps of 3 and 4 like they would hope that they probably don't do, but they probably will, it's about how you take those chances when they come, because again, Celtic are good at making chances, taking them is a bit of a different story. So expect this to be one of those games where if it gets to the 90 minutes and it's still 0-0, it'll be a case of Celtic having like 14 shots and St Johnstone having 5 or something like that, and clearly there'll be one team that's doing a lot more of the attacking. But like I said, St Johnstone are a team that's pretty good when it comes to chance creation. They're not really effective like when it comes to getting numerous goals, but they have gotten a few 1-0 scrappy wins here and there. Again, we've fell victim to that literally this month, so we don't want to make the same mistake again. If you want a little look at the bench for both sides, you can have a little kind of gander there. There's some key players that you might want to keep an eye on. Like I said, we do have a couple of real full strength options we can bring off the bench, so this will be a good one for damn sure. Hopefully anyway, that'd be the nicest one we can hope for. I mean, it's a packed out stadium. What else would you expect? It's always going to be a goddamn good day. And technically it is 420, you're not wrong. In America I would say that kind of qualifies, right? Give this music a little give this music a little pause. But I can't even do that because I don't have my fucking mouse. What the fuck is going on? Strange. I just need to use like the little highlight feature that will do. How you doing, Sausage? Nice to see you. Every time I see you, your name changes, my guy, but interesting. Hope you're doing well. How you doing, Flash? Nice to see you as well, my guy. Put on that white powder? Absolutely fucking not. Let me tell you right now, there is one drug I despise, it's that. You might want to try breathing between words. I'm just excited because it's a semi-final, man. You know what I mean? No offence or anything, but I've been waiting a good while for this. Last week was like nice, don't get me wrong, but you know, you kind of like a game that actually has something at stake. It's been a while since we've had something to play for, so I figured I'd hype myself up a little bit. My apologies. For fuck's sake. This is our cup, damn fucking right, my guy. Could not have said it better myself. Yeah, even the way that it's kind of put up on Premier Sports here, it's the same kind of thing where even they're saying it might be a case of rotating. It's Callum Scott is the referee for the day, so hopefully there's a bit more less bias towards it. We should head back onto this and get a refresh because we'll be underway pretty much right about now. Once again, I fucking like, this is so irritating. Where has my mouse gone? Can it just like show up again? That'd be fantastic. The fuck am I meant to refresh this to? There we go. Just keep it on that button for now. Just because there is nothing else I can really do. I mean, Premier Sports have already fucked up their visuals because, I mean, apparently St Johnstone are on two red cards. I mean, they're not, I want to clarify, they just haven't updated it. Very, very silly, but we've kicked off here. Just wondering when Google will decide to actually, you know, do the same fucking thing. Typical, man. Everything has to go wrong. I'll just keep this here again. Okay, refreshing a minute or so since everything wants to fail me. This PC might be getting thrown off the wall at the end of the season. That's a good for skills, alright, okay. We might have something early working here. That's a good take in touch. Played into space, and I tell you what, there could be an early break for Celtic here. There's a move up that space, and McGregor has tons of space to run into as I say that. As a shot takes a big deflection, Celtic look to immediately go on the offensive. Forrest tries to win the ball back. Scrappy shot takes a big bounce out, but Johnston will get there on the far side. Does a good enough job of keeping Curtis at bay. It's switched across and there could be some interesting passes here, but we'll go back instead. Let's get us a refresh and hopefully now. Would you like to give me the live? So thank you. Very, very fucking kind of you. I was going to say, if it didn't do that, I was going to be a bit incensed though. It's already played out towards that far side. I mean, I love that Google hasn't even brought the stats sheet up. Multi-fucking trillion-dollar company, by the way. It's played into the box. There is a hell chance it's probably it looked a lot better probably from that angle than it was in the inverse, but the ball into the box was nice. It was good contact on the header, but it was very soft in the end, just kind of rolled straight into Fisher's arms, no real problems there. If they get across to cover it, but even then I don't really think it would be on target. It's just a day for technical issue. Even Premier Sports has taken the fucking thing away. The 2 red cards are still up there though. That's the part you want to get rid of, lads. Not the part you want to keep. This is why you don't sell TV rights to fucking stupid independent companies, man, because there is just no indication of what's going on here. Can you just get the scoreboard up? That'd be lovely. Ball played across, Scales got it. Simple enough. Good false touch for Rio there. It bought him some space, but he's going to have to go back in the end regardless. Play across to that right hand side. Good take inside as well actually for Johnston. Keeps it comfortable enough. Plays it back to Carter Vickers, and there could be some openings on that right hand side. Plays it safe instead, which I don't actually mind too much. Played centrally and right, just going to have to go backwards there again. The first touches are a bit, maybe they'll just try to settle their nerves in a little bit. That's much better if he dies and gets past his man, but he's kind of pulled on the edge there, and there is actually a great challenge for St Johnstone, and they could be on a break themselves here. Played out towards that right hand side. Looks to play it safe, and they might just go for the switch in behind. I think he was looking for Clark on the move, but no real precision on that pass. Let's say Celtic have a potential break of their own here. Played out towards Forrest. He cuts inside, should just roll it across if he can. Does do so in the end. Calm enough. Keep it on the floor. Rolls it out towards that far side. Could be a switch across. Cleared away by St Johnstone at the first attempt, but not really cleared. They do it the second attempt though. And now they have a chance to break away again. They're doing a good job of trying to bait the Celtic players in. But the switch on the pass was just a little bit too well overhit. Sinisalo will gather and go again. Scales switches it out. Calm enough, switched over the top. There is a chase down here. Ida could get there, but Fisher's just about quicker to react to it. Throw in on that far side. Love to see how you're doing, Robin. Nice to see you, man. BBC weren't offering as much money for the cup matches as Premier Sports were. True, but there should be like a... I mean, they have fixed the scoreboard in fairness, but it's just a principle you'd think before they kick off. Like, have we updated the scoreboard at all? Oh, hold on, Forrest. Brilliant break. Chance! Still going, Forrest! Shoot, deflection. It's going to be out for, I think, a corner kick. It was a lovely break for Jamesy, but maybe the end product lacked a little bit. It's good coverage for Curtis, in fairness to him. He had to get across there to make it awkward, but Forrest broke right through them. It's a short corner that's played instead. Well held up by Rio. Cross into the box is definitely coming in. It's not really going anywhere though. Played out far side. And we're just leaving it for the throw-in instead. There's no intent to really gamble on it. There we go. Played short. Got inside. Taylor. That's a lot calmer. A lot calmer. That's what we love to see. Keep it on the floor. Switch the cross. So there could be an opening here as well. Forrest has the ball back. It seems that a lot of the early switches are going with him. There's a shot from the edge of the box for Rio. I respect it. Wants to go for range, but couldn't exactly get there. Oh, you did now. Nice to see you. We have everyone in. Sarah as well. All the crews joining us. You love to see it. Forrest is on it. Exactly it, man. Maybe couldn't hit a few too many of the Jägermeisters last night, and Forrest was like, nah. Just Highland Spring for me, thank you. I've got a job to do tomorrow. Easier to play. But lovely to see him get a goal, man. I really want to see James get a goal. Don't get me wrong, like, I'm not complaining about the fact that he started. I just thought Kuhn would have started because it's a semi-final, it's an important match. You would figure that would make sense, but no. I just realised, by the way, I could just do this, and that means you can see the lineup. Does that work? Yeah, I mean, that works. That's actually a very clever throw. Far side switch. Forrest again. Lovely step inside. I'm liking the movement for him. He's trying to open up a lot of lanes. Like I said, he'd stay anchored out there. It allows a lot of movement on the rest of the pitch. He's hassling as well. He's getting involved. But I tell you what, good defence there. Balladis does... Ah, that's just a straight up dive. Man fell to the floor a wee bit too easily there for a grown-ass man. Curtis, nonetheless. Did he get clipped in the back? That's what I want to see. No, he was absolutely looking for that. Jesus Christ. I mean, it is a foul, but it's a very soft one. Unbelievably soft nonetheless. Fisher's going to punt it. See if he can get it on the end of Sidibe. A clock up ahead. Does get it onto Sidibe actually, in fairness. It's a good header back for Scales. Oh, that's very kind of you. Thank you for rejoining us again. 6 months, half a year now. I think it's actually longer than that, to be honest. I think it's more close to 7. I'd love to see it. Thank you very much, Megan. After the leak videos, it makes sense as to why I'd been honking for so long. See, to be fair, yeah, he ain't actually that fucking wrong about it. That's a ball. Holy shit, Carter. I mean, fair enough. That was a lovely pass. I mean, either could have done a little bit better to get a foot on the end of it. Just couldn't really take the sting out of the pass, though. Played back in the end. Well played inside there. They're under some pressure. Balladis again. Very calm. His footwork is genuinely quite interesting to watch. Played forward. Well gathered as well, but headed straight back into a body in blue, and it's going to be played centrally instead. Duke McKenna's screaming for it on the far side. It isn't switched towards him. Love to be defensively sound again. Played forward. Could be a potential break down that right. If he opts to switch it instead, goes centrally. That's a very good pass, and there could be a break in behind if Carter can't get there. Sidibe's done well to hold it up. Very awkward. Shot takes a weird deflection, and it's going to be a corner kick. For them instead, I was just waiting to see how they clarify it. It did come half a Carter Vickers there, so there's a corner 100%. Just in case it took that little pop up there. Really good hold up play for him as well. And this is where a danger zone really does come into effect for us. We do not like crosses that much. By trait and by virtue, it's probably our weakest aspect to this, so it'll be interesting to see how we defend it. Some good ball into the box. It's overlapping everyone. It could have fell to Griffiths there. It still could have bounced just about it. We got really lucky with that clearance, in fairness. Because is that the fella's name? Is it Griffith that was just kind of hanging off the bounce there? If that bounced through and got in between those... Oh, fucking hell, that could have been really awkward. Good awareness there. Defensively, just to get that clear, and to be fair, it's a great steal for St Johnstone again. They, like I said, they're waiting. They'll sit in camps at 4 and 5 and then they'll break in force. That's honestly the sensible play for them. A very high octane opening 10 minutes to this match or so. Still a lot of football to be played. Coming off his scales. Should just look for a long switch and opts to go back towards Carter. This side to side shit isn't something I want to see too much of. I understand that it's to reset the shape of the squad and give them a chance to get back into their natural position, but when you have a couple of bodies stretched out like St Johnstone had there, you could have took the advantage, popped it in behind and tried your luck. Aida's exactly designed for that. That's overhit. Maeda will try and chase it. I think he half hesitated, like I ain't getting there, and then he's seen the ball slow down, so he's like, I'll try. Nearly made it, in fairness, and I love that for Eisen, but it's that split second decision. You have to either commit or not. They opted not to. Not looking good, that first 11. I wouldn't say it's a daft first 11. It's not the one I was expecting. Like, I could kind of see the argument why Taylor should have started over Slurp, because he was very, very convincingly good in his last match. You might as well, you know what I mean? But, like I said, there's one or two that you're like, well... Oh, loose giveaway. That's against St Johnstone, get the luck of the draw that time, because if Celtic hadn't got that one, it would have been pretty much a 5-on-3. But Celtic do retain the ball back. It's a good ball forward as well. Lovely touch for Rio, and there could be a break here. Forrest has it. Lays it inside for the skipper. Have a crack, big man. Does have a crack, and I'll tell you what, well struck. But doesn't really choose either side of the goalkeeper. It's definitely a shot on target. but not too much of a threatening one, let's be fully honest there. But it was a good breaker down that side. It was lovely for Forrest, just played that in lovely, Scott to Scott, and again, maybe he just didn't catch it as nice as he wanted, but the power was there. You have to give him credit for that at the very least, you know what I mean? Small silver linings and stuff. Coming off his scales. The one thing that I'm noticing out the gate though is how far ahead Johnston and Taylor are in comparison to the like where our wingers are. Because I mean, if you look where Forrest and hold on, there's a chance here. Go on, lovely pass for Skate. Oh my god, this could be something either. It's like any time I try and talk about something, we immediately have a chance. It was a lovely ball in behind for Scales. It was an Irish to Irish pass that time. But again, just dealt with fair enough. Quick throw in. It's awkward. He's going to be put under some. I love the back heel attempt. Again, right idea. Maybe just not executed as intended. So Johnston play it safe and get it out for another throw in on that far side. Curtis kind of complaining to his partner in crime there that they could have done a wee bit better, but honestly, the safe play. Taylor shouting for any former body to come out and help him. It's played in short. It's awkward. And it's another throw in. We're inching our way up the pitch, you know, millimetre by millimetre. That's good. Just a slight over. Like I said, we're doing the right thing, is getting into the right space, but we're just not firing the fucking ball when we're in the box. It's a few times where we've had a few loose touches and we've just decided to overhit it for no reason. Keep it close to yourself, man. That's what will get the job done. Carter Vickers played short. Calming off, I ain't complaining at that, as long as you keep it close. That's good for Carter. Oh, lovely touch for Rio, but he was under pressure there, so the pass had to be very quick, which allows St Johnstone to just about get ahead of there. Johnston tackles one of the St Johnstone players. That's a fucking tongue twister, I'll say that 10 times fast. There's a foul on Duke the Kera. Foul in, I wouldn't say dangerous territory, but certainly within territory that can do damage. They need to make it a wee show, I hope so. Absolutely do not do that, that's 100% a scam site. Someone time that guy out, please. Even I don't post links in my own fucking chat, lad. Played forward. Cameron off, there we go. Good enough his skills, lovely ball in behind. That could have been something, played it safe instead. Was everyone's score predictions? I mean, this seems like it has a 3-0 written all over it. Could be a 3-1 though. Again, St Johnstone do look like they have some oomph about them in the early stages. They're not going full pelt, right, but you can see there is a game plan to them. I respect teams that come into a game against us with game plans. That's a good opportunity! Big opportunity, lovely shot for Forrest on the far side. It's just spindled past that far left post. Very good shot. Fucking really good shot actually. It just always seemed like it was calling away though. Can't fault it. I think Fisher would have had it covered anyway, but we appreciate that. Decent wee snapshot. You're loving the porn and meditation background music. I know I can't turn it down. For some reason my mouse decided that it was going to just Valhalla itself, and now I can't fucking see it for some reason, so I can't actually go onto Spotify to manually turn it down. Fun how it works. Oh, good pass to Skills. Come on. We've got a counter attack here. Send out to the far side. Go back centrally, fair enough. I don't know, like, you get that occasionally. See, whenever you have streams like this, you'll have someone that will come in and try that shit. Hey, click on this totally non-nefarious link that doesn't steal every detail about you. Dyson. Have a crack. Rio. Rio. Do it. Balls. Or lack of them, I should say there. I should have had a crack. Would have been nice to see, but instead we're playing it safe. Played out towards that right-hand side. Come on. Run it in Johnston. Yes, sir. Lovely ball. Nice for Rio. That's a lot of fucking hell, man. As soon as we get into the box, it's like the ability to pass just disappears. Another opportunity. Ball in. Again, very fucking lacklustre. The build-up play, lovely. Ball into box, never convincing whatsoever. Carter Vickers is getting hustled and hassled there and managed to buy the foul. Some good strength battle going on. Never seen us referred to as the Hoopalinos before. To be fair, see if the Philippines women have a basketball team. That has to be their name. You kidding me? Oh, what a ball! Chance for Dyson, please! Oh, for fuck's sake, like I said, it's the same thing every time. The idea is to get into space, lovely. The execution once we're into the box, fucking awful every time. We got a corner out of this one, maybe we could do something with it, but again, with all of these opportunities, what the fuck was... That might be the worst corner I've ever seen. He just did not get contact on that whatsoever. Said like a true Englishman there. How dare these sheep shaggers do fires not lay down and die? No, to be fair, they ain't shagging anybody just yet. Oh, have a crack, Callum. This is your range, big man. Fuck me, and of course, takes a touch for no reason and then shoots it straight into the first body in blue. Come on, lads. This is basically what we were doing the last time out. Please don't do this shit again. We need a goal. That'd be lovely. What the fuck? That is some, I don't even know what to say to that. That sounds like a cartoon character, like evil general villain, you know what I mean? Oh, good for Taylor. I like that. Nice. Keep it going. Don't know why you would hold it up there. Fair enough. Lay off. Scales. Run it to my boy. Plays it out towards the left-hand side. Maeda's there. Getting good overall marking for St Johnstone. They're keeping themselves close. Now, like I said, you've got Holt that's kind of being that anchor man in the middle. Like whenever they need an extra body to step in, that's exactly where he is. Scales. Go for the cross. Doesn't. Lays it after Dyson instead. Beautiful, nice. I like the passing, but we can't go backwards. Scales, do not go backwards. For fuck's sake! Stop going backwards. You had all the fucking space in front of you, and you're like, yeah, man, what we need to do is pass it back to Carter Vickers because he doesn't get enough touches of the ball. Just go at them, man. It ain't difficult. Another really bad ball into the box. This seems to be a theme. Come on, lads, pick it up. The intention's there. We need the execution now. I like that for McGregor. Chased his man down, but the tackle in there pretty much gives St Johnstone the ball back, if anything. Sprangler rolls it back. Baladas might go for the switch across. Curtis is waiting for it. He's screaming for it, if anything. Gets it out. Dyson there to put some pressure on him, though. Good stuff. Sent forward down that flank. There's a chase in behind and should be gathered by Sinisalo, and he panics and just punts it out the side. Fair enough for the fin, but you'd like to see a bit more of an intentional move there. Just showing Trusty on the bench. He looks a little bit miffed. You can forgive us being a wee bit leggy in the opening 20 minutes or so, but we'd rather kind of see some uptick in the performance at some stage. Sent forward. I mean, I respect it, but it was just never going to work out there. For one, for Celtic, we play quickly. Go forward. And commit death. Yes. Here we go. Scales. 1-2 between him and McGregor. Don't start doing this shit where you go side to side again, lads. Forward. You know where you're going. Bruh. Bruh. Is there any space? Good. Lovely touch inside, calmly dealt with. Has to run it faster than that though, has to go in backwards in the end. Like, this is what I'm saying. The idea, good. Execution, not so much. You have to fucking move faster there, man. That's also Johnstone need to do. They just have to have an extra body there, because if you try and get through the space, like I said, Holt is holding up those middle areas of the pitch. It's making it way more difficult for, say, Rio to get a nice little kind of... Yeah, no offence. Someone delete that comment, please. That's just grim as shit. Play towards space. Nice, Kamala dealt with. Rio, good touch inside, very well dealt with. Come on, you've got to fucking move. Stop going backwards, lads. Lads, stop it. Here we go. Dyson goes forward. There we go, that's better. And across. See, that's what happens, hey! You can get it into the fucking box. Stop going backwards and you can get shit like that happening. It doesn't work out this time, but it's a lot better. Dyson's got it back on the edge. Oh, lovely. And, oh my fucking god. And then you go back and do the same shit again. Stop being stupid and fucking hit it, man. That was... dude, it's getting annoying now, man. They're trying to be too fucking fancy again. You ain't playing Barcelona, man. You ain't even playing like Barcelona post fucking financial disarray. Stop trying to do the fancy 1-2 fucking stuff. Take a touch, hit it full power, make the keeper spill it. Force the issue. It ain't difficult, man. Lovely fade jails there, that was calm. It's gets annoying after a while, I know, by the way. The same 2-3 things. I thought today would be a little bit different because of the simple fact that this is actually worth something. Oh my god, that could have been dangerous. The camera angle probably made that look a lot less awkward than it actually was, but we had to get a man on it. I think it was Sprangler that tipped it in behind the post. So it's a quick corner and we play it short again. We're just doing a bit of too many fancy stuff. Have a shot, please. He tries to pass it again! For fuck's sake, man! Do you understand that when you like go out on a pitch, the whole point is to have shots at goal, it's to score goals. And you do all the fancy stuff, get out to the edge of the box and some wee poofy pass, man, just fucking hit it, man. Swear to God, I'm not sitting and watching this for another 70 odd minutes. You cunts better get your fingers out and start actually playing some somewhat respectable football. You can't just pad the numbers with possession and shots and then be like, oh, we dominated. Doesn't fucking matter. Scoreline is what matters in a semi-final. Come on, man. Opening 5 minutes was fucking really nice. It showed some good intent, and then after that it's been like, yeah, again, we've been the dominant team, but... Carter, you got a fuck have a shot, big man. Boy, that's the one time you decide to have a shot. I mean, I respect it. Fair enough, Carter, you deserve an applause. The rest of you cunts are starting to annoy me a bit. Just respectfully get it out your arses and start playing a bit faster, man. Yeah, you can even see it in Roger's face. There's a little bit of an annoyance to him. He's like, eh. Hey, didn't give nice to see you, brother. Did not even see your thing pop up there. That's my bad. Very mixed bag, Kevin will say. We've had good stints and then just some very questionable ones. Have you calm down, lad? I ain't Scouse, man. I ain't Scouse. I ain't stressing about it yet. I'm just more confused about why we're doing all the fancy stuff to get out to the edges of the box if we're just going to pass it so half-assed into the dead final area every time. It's just dead. Like anyone that's seen how good Celtic have played this season, it's not by passing it around in the box, it's by good, clean, crisp counter-attacks with strong, commanding finishing. That's when we've played at our best. And we're being strong and we're being commanding, but the finishing is definitely lacking, so I'd like to see that improve at least before the end of the half. It's a good ball to Forrest, played towards space and again goes backwards, but that's one of the times where you can accept it. Played forward into space again. Come on, Carter, run it. I like that. Here we go. McGregor. Looking for any form of support, but no real support and run in the end of it, so Johnston has to take it. I like that video. That's better video. That's lovely video. Bouncy, still not dealt with. McGregor has a chance, takes a big bounce, still not fucking cleared. It falls out to Angel. Shot, and it's saved. That's much better though. No fucking around, just as soon as you get the chance, pop it towards goal, because if you force them to make changes and touches, it could fall back to you and you get chances like that. Much better, but again, very similar to the McGregor shot. It's well struck, but straight at the keeper. Fisher just has to drop down fast enough to cover it. Better though, a little bit more what we need to see. It all starts with Rio being a bit more adventurous with the direct running blind. Unlucky, a little bit, you have to say. Early days we might be behind, but we don't. Hopefully we can kick up the. It'd be a kick up the backside, I should say. Well, I mean potentially, but we don't really want that to happen. I think the kick up the backside is realistically, they beat us last time they played us. That should be enough. Played out towards that far left. Is there a cross coming in? It's a looper. And to be fair, I don't know how the fuck Forrest won that, but fair enough, wee man. The header didn't really lead to anything. I want to clarify, it was a very woeful shot in the end, but for the most part, it wasn't half bad. Yeah, I think even St Johnstone's manager's like letting out like a small like smile there, because he's like, how'd that happen? This is Johnston's tallest defender. And they sent it forward. They've definitely got to the point where they're just probably playing for half time now, because it's just putting it forward. They've like, it's quite noticeable that they've stepped back a lot. Not a bad way to play, I would say. If you're St Johnstone's manager, tactically it's the right call. You know you ain't going to play through them. That's a lovely play into space. How's your run? Coming off the Forest, and then no forward run. Fair enough. The run for St Johnstone pretty much right beside their goal line. I don't know. What's your opinions of this game so far, lads? Would you say it's been an interesting one? Would you say there's some changes that you want to probably consider making around half time or just afterwards? Because again, it's not to be disrespectful, but again, Ida's just not blending in the way that he's meant to, man. I've barely fucking seen him. The referee's just having words there. Here we go. Thrown back, so Johnston will have to play a bit faster. They put themselves under a bit of needless pressure. Dyson will chase it down. Sent forward by Fisher, headed on calmly by Clark, actually. Lovely header forward, but again, bounces off a Celtic body and manages to get retained by a green and white shot forward. Break is on. Johnston, good ball. Has to be a chance here. And again, the pass into the box is so fucking lacklustre. Stole back, please. Forrest, he doesn't necessarily do well. It's, again, as soon as we get into the box, it's like we fucking forget how to play the game. Well cleared by St Johnstone to try and get it forward. So he's on the chase. Well, actually a lovely header, just to be safe about it, but can't really get to the secondary touch, let's say. So throw in for St Johnstone just inside our half. Not bad, but not miserable. I need to see if there's a way I can fucking pause this music, or at least like turn it down. Does anyone know how to like stop your like? Oh, that's fucking, that works. Okay, never mind. And play at half time. It's just because it's a little loud. I can turn it back on if you want me to, though, by the way. I've no quarrels doing so, it's just so I can hear myself think. It's good for skills. Guys in, have a shot. Here we go. Ah, straight at the keeper again. Right, lads. See, when you were doing your training in the build up to this match, did you like do any shooting practice, like at all? Even Dyson looks off it, man. He just looks disinterested when it came to that shot. Like, you had the fucking time and space. 9 times out of 10, you would at least call that around the keeper. But nah, just kind of slap shots at straight arm. Foul for St Johnstone there, I think. If not, then it's a throw in. Did he get clipped though? Yeah, no, in fairness, really did clip him though. No arguments then, it's a clear foul. And it's in that area where danger can happen, swung in and high. This is where they put all their bodies and eggs into one basket, so to speak. Ironic given the fact that his Easter played out in far away. It will be a throw in for them a little bit deeper into their territory than the last one, but should be safe enough for Celtic to at least set their shape up. Can you put it back on? I just need to figure out how to fucking turn it down. That's the issue that I'm having. Oh, that was a loose ass pass for the keeper. It took a weird bounce through the midfield, but keys them trying to buy themselves a set up of saws. It's calm enough for Dyson, but again, like, why are we moving so slow? You've got all of them pincered back. Like, run it forward, put some pressure on. Good pass for Carter, that's a lot better. And then Ida just half-arses it. Like, fucking no disrespect, cunt, but you are actually bad at the game. Like, I try and be optimistic with this prick every single fucking time, but he's not convincing whatsoever. What was that, man? Like, you didn't even look, you just popped it over the top like you expected Maeda to turn on the fucking jet engines. Communicate, you cunt. That's not hard. Fuck's sake. Everyone talks about in jails being a waste of money. I tell you right, fucking now, at least he plays his part. That's lovely for Rio though. Please have a shot. Better. McGregor, shoot. Yes! We fucking shot! We didn't take a touch! We just put it towards target. It's the skipper! 1-0! Finally! See what happens when you don't do the fancy shit, you just do the basics right. Brilliant, man! Thank you, Callum! That man is deadly when he gets a shot for range. That's what we need to do more of. Beautiful. Take fucking lessons, Ida. Stop with the fancy over-the-top passes. Just see if you've got a fucking chance. Hit it. Lovely hold-up play for Rio. The back heel was so calm and it was lovely for McGregor. Just takes one little touch to like set it up. Forces the St Johnstone defenders to step back and it is a beautiful collar with the left. Just picks his spot, places it around Fisher's right hand side. It's about as calm as you can ask. That's how to take control of the game, captain. Fucking brilliant. Come on. Yeah, that little dummy touch just to set it up was what basically sold him out because it forced Springler to like step back. Good stuff, Callum. That's what we fucking need, man. Good. Right, no matter what, the absolute minimum is that we go extra time now. That was all Adam Irish should be given the goal. I just want to see him fucking, like, play with some actual ability, man, because he's just wasting a fucking spot at the top of that pitch right now. He's had like 10 touches and 5 of them is to be, you know, to give the ball away. Like, that's better. Like, that's how you do hold-up play. Much better for Adam. Played it towards that far side. There could be a potential break. Dyson's got there, takes a big deflection, it's out for a corner. That's what I want to see more for, like, from Adam, just in general. Like, rather than being fancy, just run at them, pass it out when you see space. Like, that's all I'm asking you. I'm not asking him to pull out a fucking hat-trick or anything. I understand strikers aren't going to be fully effective all the time. Just want to see him working with the team rather than just standing there a wee bit stagnant. One ball into the box potentially here. Goes short instead. It's popped up and awkward. To be fair, some fucking power on that clearance for the St Johnstone defender. I'm not sure which one that was, but he absolutely kapits that. We get 5 goals, you're down over 50k. At that point, just buy fucking Falkirk or something, man. Get a steak share. something wrong with either. That goes beyond a competence issue. Something's not right. Yeah, I mean, I think it's because he's realised that a literal Japanese winger who is almost a foot smaller than him is twice the effective striker out of his natural position. That would knock my confidence. Like, imagine being like brought in as a 9 million, like, oh, you're our like key striker, we love you to death. Oh, hold on, chance. Speak of the devil, it's Dyson! Dyson! Yes! You proved my fucking point in real time! Let's go! It's him again! Like I said, we don't fucking need Adam when we have the man from Japan. What a finish that is as well. Sticks with it, doesn't try and do any fancy shit, just places it around the keeper. Beautiful. 2-0. This game is done. Has to be now. Lovely, man. The pass for McGregor again, by the way. Fucking, he's all of a sudden switched on. It's a bit of a confusing moment. I think, is it Curtis? I think it's Curtis that doesn't necessarily deal with the tackle on the backside. It takes a pop-up off his leg. Maeda just kind of hangs off the back of him, takes a touch, and like I said, as soon as he realises that that's going to, like, no bullshit, just get it around the keeper, force it on target. He understood the fucking mission. Literally, I talked that goal into existence, man. Oh, that's better. Now I just need £1 million posted through my letterbox and we're talking. Sent forward by St Johnstone, they're going to try and win the header, dude. Oh, and you want to know the common theme? We didn't start fucking passing side to side. We actually just went counter-attacking, direct football, like I said, commanding quick passes. That's all we need to do. That will take the win right out of St Johnstone's sails as well. I mean, no disrespect to them, but they have made the mistake of thinking they could do the same thing as last time. Because even St Johnstone fans with the last match would have been like, yeah, we got very, very lucky. But expecting the same game plan to work twice, because I mean, we have not been convincing. This is the thing about it. We've still been very at best. But 2 very good finishes. In about 4 or 5 minutes of each other as well, might I add. I'll tell you what, not bad. Because I was thinking I could maybe make one of these as shots, but then I realised that I can't even fucking do that anymore. For those that had seen it, I did have a shot for the last match when Carter Vickers scored that beauty for range. Then YouTube took it down, because apparently you can't clip your own stuff anymore. Part of the new policy update or something. It's just... we need another Maeda. Megan, I'd make the counterpoint that you and Maeda are both blowing bombshells. Go after him. You know the fucking drill. Imagine having like a guy that's as fast as Maeda with a Scottish passion. Tell you right fucking now, man, that'd be the best player. That'd be like Messi times like 10. Get it done. It's great for a winger. I mean, he's genuinely player of the season. Like, don't get me wrong, I was one of the people up until about February, March. Oh, that was awkward. Keeper does well to retain it, in fairness. I was one of those people up until like early February, March, where I was like, hey, it should probably be like Kuhn that's player of the season, because in my opinion he was genuinely like, it was night and day. Like, he was brilliant, but he's kind of done this a little bit. He's not fallen off or anything, it's just obviously he's getting less minutes. But Dyson is... he's just fucking amazing. And I love it, because I've always had like a thing where I've stood by this man, because everyone, oh, he's just a pace merchant. Like, give it time and eventually he'll learn. But I was not expecting the output this season, man. I'd say the top 3 are probably between, it'd be him, Kuhn, and I would say Johnston right now. Maybe an outside shout for McGregor. So shaving his bleached head did not make a difference. Nah, he's Super Saiyan permanently now. Maybe that was his game plan when he went blonde. Dyson Aiken. Fair enough, actually. You can imagine the amount of like insanely like funny one like, oh, Dyson's just fucking minced him again. Go on, get something for this. Please, cross it, Taylor. No, he goes backwards instead. Fucking hell. You can imagine the amount of like brilliant one-liners. Oh, run it. Cara. It was not a bad pass. I just still hassle. This is better, Adam. This is much better. Like, again, it's as soon as I've given this man shit, he's chasing every fucking loose ball. That is much better for you, big fella. More of that, please. That linesman looks like he belongs in some sort of horror movie. What the fuck? Oh, to be fair, you could call him Didi. Do you know how every like brilliant player has like one of those names, right? You know what I mean? There might be a yellow card coming out here because there was definitely contact there for Curtis. Taylor's been wiped out a bit. Can't wait for your child, Megan, to score his first goal, and it's an absolute diamond from him. You have to have one of those like fucking like the amount of like potential in a second name like Diamond is actually insane. And if you think about it, Dyson is like a wee diamond. He's like a tiny wee dude, but all that goodness is compressed into like 5'6" of pure sexiness, man. Love the guy. Good ball for all of his skills. And he goes backwards for some reason. That was silly. You should have done that when you've got 5 guys ahead of you, mate. Nonetheless, he gets it back, and this time he goes for the pass, and look at that, right through the middle of them. It's in the back and in it for 3. It's a tap in for Adam. That's what we need to see, big man. There we go. That's what happens when you don't fucking hold it up. You play it through them. Simple, calm, effective. This game is done, dusted. Thank you for coming, St Johnstone. It's been a pleasure to have you. Fuck off back down to the bottom 6 to fight for survival. Because they're getting fucking mauled. Absolutely mauled like a gazelle in the Serengeti, man. What a run that is. Lovely ball across. And I'll tell you what, very well placed pass from both. Actually, both passes were just as sexy as each other. It's hard to choose which one is nicer. Because the ball for scales is beautiful. But just the power on that for Rio, it's perfect. Perfectly weighted so that the St Johnstone man can't get his leg out. He can't just slide across. And I'll give Adam his credit as well, because he could have stammered over that, but he kind of banked on the fact that the keeper wouldn't come out for it and picked his run perfectly. That is better, man. Like I said, give the boy some credit, and he all of a sudden starts playing a lot fucking better. Good shit. Starts with an Irishman, finishes with an Irishman. Good fucking stuff indeed. We cannot complain about that. We're going forward for another one potentially. My head is on the chase! He could have won it back. It's still dangerous. Rio. Oh my god. Rio. Oh, it's still awkward. Dyson in the box. Shot. It's fair! Oh, no fucking way! Yes, sir! Oh my god, that is absolutely insane. They have completely capitulated at the end of the first half. It's 4. Dyson somehow managed to squeeze that through. Fisher will want to fucking... I mean, he'll want the sea to swallow him up with that one, because he has just been absolutely Dysoned. Get it up him. How the fuck have we gone for having like the strangest opening 30 minutes where we weren't passing it around, we weren't doing a lot of the indirect and like stuff right, and then in 15 minutes we've switched up. It's like something totally different has happened, and Dyson Maeda is now officially a god. I mean, he was already a god long before, but this is like, he's up there with fucking, you know, Allah at this point. You kidding me? Like the calmness of that, like he literally just stands there for like a second, looks at the St Johnstone guy, asks him how his family and wife is, and then just passes it past him, straight into the bottom corner, but as calm as you can like. Oh. He's going to get a hat trick, man. I fucking called it at the start of the game as well. I thought it was going to be 3-0 with a Dyson hat trick. But I'll take having the Dyson hat trick. I don't give a shit, man. We're going for 6 now. For vibes. They've absolutely collapsed, man. Like the twin towers. They've just one after the other. And you can hear the noise of the Celtic fans now. Like Maeda's getting a massive round of applause with that one. The entire team should. That last 5-10 minutes was a lot better as a whole. Holy shit. I need to see if I can somehow bring my mouse back, because it disappeared for no reason, and I need to figure out why it's done that first of all, and more importantly how to fix it. Why did my fucking mouse disappear, please? How to fix it? That's not shit I can't do because I've already got that screen open, never mind then. 4 million, you feel like you're a fire. Fair enough, Shadow. Can't really argue with that one too much, my guy. It's a good as calm as like an end to the half you can ask. Hold on, I'm going to go into like this and see if I can fix this, because I know I can get this back. I know I can get this mouse back. Once I fix this will be like, I'll celebrate this more than a goal. Flash, if you stream, right, man, look, see if you've ever had this issue. What's the easiest way to bracket this? Because fucking the display pointer's on, so it should be there. I apologise, this is taking some time. 3 assists for Rio as well while he's playing like this. He's world class, I guess. I told you. Look at, literally, Megan, weren't we talking about this last night when I was saying it's a toss-up for me personally between the midfielders, and then look who I put in my thumbnail at the end of it. That's why I'm so happy about this. Every time I pick a player, it's because in my head I'm like, they'll be the key player for this game. The 2 players on the thumbnail are Rio and Dyson. So in my head I'm like, tempted to just put Casper on the next thumbnail and all of a sudden he's match fit and ready, you know? Oh, come on. I got the mouse back. Yes! I can fucking... Oh! Yes! Okay. Life is good. Life is good. Life is good. Life is good. It's fixed. It's been redeemed. There we go. See, this is what happens when I have my mouse back. I can actually put shit in the way that it's meant to, and you can see things. There's a little look at it. That final 10 minutes was insane. And I said that we would end that with about 14 shots, and St Johnstone would maybe have 5. They haven't even had a single shot. I mean, the stats are about as calm as you can ask, man. Fucking bellissimo. Thank you to everyone that's subscribing as well, by the way. It's very kind. I haven't even asked for that once, but people are just doing that this time, so we do appreciate that. It's very kind of you. I got it. I know. Like, see, when I started the stream, like, my mouse just disappeared. Like Rangers in a title race, it just fucking evaporated, so I had to find it and got it there. What's this? We might go for Czerny to replace Kuhn. No. No. We're going for a random guy from Norway. What's his name? Is it Ostrisen or something like that? I don't really know who it is, but he's like 3.5 million and he's not bad, but that's who we'd go for. Why the fuck? I mean, first of all, if you're Czerny, that's how you get yourself assassinated. You don't want to ever do that, you know what I mean? It's like people that brought the rumour up that Taylor might be going to Rangers at the end of the season. It's like, I highly doubt that. Yeah, I figured it was something like that, Flash. I managed to get it. So it's all good. It's all good. We're vibing. We're in chill mode. You're all for it. Can play third choice after James. Yeah. Yes. Don't you forget our fucking youth players as well, by the way. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, if you're actually asking me seriously, Czerny is a solid player, right? Like, it's the same as that as Yamani. He is a very good footballer, but again, it's one of those where do they fit into a Celtic system? Absolutely fucking not. Czerny's a cutting and direct player. You're basically replacing Kuhn, who's already better than Czerny, with a worse version of him. Like, that just doesn't make sense. Besides, if you're selling off Kuhn for the better part of it, I'd imagine about at least 15 to 20 million, reinvest it in a winger that's worth like 3-4 times more than Czerny. Yeah, because I did it when I was doing my test stream as well, Flash. Like when I was making sure that the camera wasn't laggy or anything like that, it was doing the same thing then, but it came back immediately, like 2-3 seconds later, it was like, gone, back. And unfortunately, yeah. Signing Czerny is like me walking into a lawyer's bar and Shankill singing the fuck you. Walking into the Bluebell bar up in Airdrie, like, bye, bye, Rangers. Like, you're going to get stabbed instantly, fucking, like, oof. But if you're curious, Michael, it was a very strange opening to the half. 30 minutes, just shite, basically. That's been nice about it. Then all of a sudden we started getting shots on target, and miraculously the game switched. It started with a McGregor long shot, because that seems to be how it goes. McGregor it's very well placed finish. Then Maeda, he got his brace either side of an Ida tapping, and to be fair, 2 goals in 2 minutes is insane to end the half. Like, St Johnstone just fell away. We are guaranteed to be in the final for this point, so the rest of this is more or less just vibes, right? There'll be people that will leave the stream because they know that realistically the game's done, so. But those that stick around, I'll do my best to make it at least somewhat entertaining. Yamani is the sort of player we would have signed instead of Ida. Honestly, yeah. I think that wee Moroccan's got some genuine talent. Like, because here's the thing. I've got members of my family who are Rangers fans. I know a lot of people who are Rangers fans. I can look at a player and tell you if they're good or not. Right? It's the same with Celtic players. Like, I was literally doing it this half where I was saying, look, Ida, he's lacking a little bit. And it's almost as if they have earpieces. I genuinely think, like, one of the, like, Celtic technical directors must just have my stream open in the corner somewhere, so see anytime I'm like, this cunt needs to play better, they just like send a message out like, Ida, see that cunt like, see that fella online, he's getting your shit again, you mind scoring to shut him up, man, he's pissing me off a wee bit. It's like, there we go. Not a bother at all, Michael, it's a pleasure to have you in, mate. Better late than never, my guy, better late than never. Hope you're enjoying your time out in the sky. Is the weather good out there? I mean, the crow. Oh, fucking aye. To be fair, there's a few of them around here that are kind of like most of them, at least around here, are I'd say predominantly like Irish bars. Like you've got the big tree and Sasserins and all that stuff. Like they're the ones that are kind of local to me, I guess. So. Oh, that's very kind of you, Megan. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you indeed, lass. I don't know, in terms of changes for the second half, we can basically do whatever we want. Right? Because, I mean, if Maeda gets taken off at any point, I will lose my shit. So what I would imagine would do is that probably around 60, 65 minutes, I'd say Ida will come off, Jota will come on. Maybe not even Jota, but who could we go for actually, like, options-wise? Because we could realistically go for Yang, right? If he's even on the bench. I don't think he is. He isn't on the bench. So it would be Jota then. So what I would imagine is that unless we do a whole switch up where Maeda goes here, we push Forrest across to the left and then bring on Kuhn, what I'd imagine is Ida would come off, Maeda would go central and then Jota would come into the left. You could maybe make a case to bring on McCowan for Angels because you might as well, because Rio's having a fucking game out of this world right now. 3 assists, so can't really argue with that. So I'd say maybe get McCowan on, give him a half an hour stint in a semi-final scenario. Does well for him, especially if we need to use him in the cup final. Defensively, we've been fucking perfect. I cannot say a bad thing about the way we played defensively. Like, yeah, we had that little moment, between 5 and 15 minutes where St Johnstone were kind of a little bit more press worthy. But we dealt with it fine. Carter Vickers' passing's been pretty good. We've seen Scales pop up with a few key passes too. Taylor's been quite convincing, and Johnston's been Johnston, so no complaints there. Sinisalo's not had much to do, but for the few things that we've seen of him, he's been composed enough to get passes out, so can't argue with that too much. But as far as, matches go, I don't think Johnston will consider that a successful half in any capacity. When Rodgers leaves, you'd sign Knudsen from Bodo. Honestly, not a bad shout. He was the guy that I wanted to sign back before we signed Rodgers the first time round, because he does actually have like an identity and more importantly a good tactical system. Because I mean, look at Bodo, they're in the fucking semi-finals of the Europa League. Nobody would have said that at the start, and we got the piss ripped out of us because we lost to them a few years ago. But even then I was like, they're not a bad side, it's just that they're a side that's up and coming. Give them like 5 or 10 years and it could be another scenario that you've got where, like, who's another relatively recent example that's kind of started to push up and be more consistent, like a Napoli, I guess. A team that's always there or thereabouts. You have some squads like that will kind of blossom all the time, or more importantly like a Bruges or an Ajax. I'd say that would be more of a like reasonable comparison. Like a team that knows they don't have all the money in the world, but they can, make it work when they have the right kind of tools. See, to be fair, man, I don't drink, so I don't go out to pubs and bars all that much. Like I guess I know most of the people that owned bars and stuff through like my older family members, my granddad specifically. Yeah, no, 100%. Andrew's a busted flush for me. Or just for another year in with Shadow. Yeah, genuinely, I think that makes sense. Because everybody's seen that, see at the start of the season, if you go onto this channel right now, or even when this stream ends, I should say, there's a video that I made where I think it's called, like, Postecoglou's left, what happens now? And I talked about this exact scenario where it's like, Rodgers won't be a bad replacement, it's just not the replacement that I see long term. Like, he'll steady the ship, he'll get us a couple of, we'll win us titles. That's not going to be the consistency thing for me was in Europe. Which, I mean, this season, while it wasn't perfect, there was clear signs of growth, right? We managed to get into the knockout stages. It's not as if we lost miserably. We took a very good Bayern side to literally the 92nd minute and then lost. There is no shame in that. But, again, when you look at teams like, Bodo, like Lazio, like Atalanta, they don't have fancy coaches. They have good tactics and simple ones. And Rodgers has the right idea, but in Europe it's different, right? Because in Europe it's about how to counter-attack, and the one thing that we do well is counter-attacking. So we get goals, but we lack defensively. Because even in games like this, you can see sometimes that we're not convincing enough. Even when we're 4-0 up, it's like, why are you doing that? So it's just little tweaks and changes. I feel like if we get some defensive structure, a manager like Knudsen, who's defensively counter-attacking minded, would not be a bad shout at all. But it would be a case of would he be interested? Because more importantly, if he's going to keep doing what he's doing at Klimt, it won't be Celtic that will be looking at him. It will be other teams, right? If you've got teams like your Leicesters or your fucking like lower end Premier League teams that are kind of floating above the breadline, like if they decide to get rid of Everton's manager, he could be a very good fit for them. That type of stuff. So if Celtic want to act, they would have to act relatively soon. But Knudsen's made it clear that his interest. I mean, we've all seen the video where he ripped the piss out of Rangers. That's why I wanted him to sign with us originally, because even back then he's like, I like the club, they're a good wee side. I think he'd do alright. I think the only reason I would disagree with Moyes, Megan, is just because I see him as more of a national manager. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see him managing Celtic, because, I mean, he's a Rangers man first and foremost, right? It'd be like asking fucking Alex Ferguson to manage Celtic, it just wouldn't happen. But, a national coach, 100%. I'd say that would be an absolutely fucking, like, excellent call. He would be brilliant as a national manager, I'll tell you that for free. Because he's a specialist at getting the best out of basic players, so if you have players like Kenny McLean, who aren't necessarily hard hitters, you can definitely expect Moyes to get the best out of players like that, which you kind of need if you're going on tournament type runs. You're not one that personally doesn't really want to see Ange back, but you like to see different managers because Ange's going to Spurs, and if he doesn't win anything and comes back to us, makes it look like a stepping stone. Yeah, like it was a little bit different with Rodgers because Leicester's situation was a wee bit different, and he did win stuff down at Leicester. You know, he did lift the FA Cup, got them 5th in the Premier League, I think, in his first season down there. So it's not as if he had a bad track record. He's actually had a better record than Ange, with a worse team. So when you look at it like that, yeah, Rodgers is probably the better manager on paper. But why people liked Ange was for his characteristics. Like, you knew what he wanted, and in Europe, it was fun. Like, even though we lost a shit ton of fucking options, like, my god, we lost a lot of games through very poor means. That was kind of worrying though. You'd like to see Rodgers continue? Yeah, no, genuinely, I think he'd, like, finish out this season, finish off the second half of or I should say, finish off this season and get through the next one, and maybe go for a second season after that, potentially. It'd be nice, you know, because again, it's about what Rodgers wants at the end of the day. It's about what every kind of you want, like, everyone to be on the same page, and obviously if you're walking out in a clubhouse that you're not really connected with, it's going to be really hard to get results. So, I mean, I think Rodgers has got a great grasp on the dressing room, but there's times in, you know, stints at this stage of the season where you can clearly tell, like, a few shoulders have kind of sagged a little bit because they're not as interested, and it's fine, right? It's why I don't really even expect us to go and beat Rangers the next time we play them, because Rangers will need to win that game regardless, because holy shit, if they don't, then they'll last like 2-3 months horrifically bad. But it's not to say that we're playing bad, it's just that we're kind of playing at 60-70%, if that. We haven't had to go 100% at any point, not since, like, I'd say February. One day you'll have Bruni to manage just when he has a bit more experience. Definitely not a bad shout, but I feel like it'd be the same kind of shit where we were laughing at Rangers for signing, you know, Barry Ferguson. Like, yeah, you get a guy that can get a team up, but is it sensible tactically? Nah. Maybe in like 5 or 10 years, like if he goes and does something decent at like a team down south in the Championship or whatever and has like a decent record, or even if he goes to like a Hibs or something and gets some decent runs in Europe, definitely a shout then. Do you think Ira will get hooked? I'd hope not. Because again, as much as I want to sit there and give Ida shite, because again, the guy is inconsistent as fuck. That is the nicest thing I can say about him. So the thing for me is about, you know, he has to stop being a natural goal scorer, right? Like, if he doesn't stop picking up fucking speed towards the end of this season, especially in the post-split fixtures, Rodgers might genuinely look at another striker option. I mean, we already were in January anyway. We were already looking at players like Fiskard and like Ioannidis, like whoever else we were going for. So it's not as if it's impossible. And if you're thinking Rodgers, yeah, you could always sell him after a Championship side for like 5.5-6 million. It's still not a bad cut of money to make, and you could put that towards getting a striker that might be a bit more fitting with your system. Because this is what I had to do last season as well, if you think about it. The second half's about to get underway though, so back to this screen. And we've got some shit rolling. St Johnstone made some changes that I didn't notice until the end there, but I'm guessing Google will update when it updates. I just love that though. Look at that. Whee. There are other changes. So it's Kirk that came on for Clark, that was the one that I missed, and it was Stephen that came on for Douglas. And Gimpioka for Siribe. Definitely some changes that are interesting for sure. Nonetheless, back to stats. And this time you can actually see because I've got my fucking mouse. Yay. Look at us go. Not actually bad if that's what he's doing there right now. And it isn't going anymore. I'd hope not. But like I said, you know, he's not a bad player. It's just I want to see some consistency about him. That's why we love Dyson and McGregor so much. Because yeah, even if they're not great, they still have good games. Like they still always pull a 6 or a 7. If Ida has a bad game, it's noticeable. If he has a great game, then it's very noticeable. Like that's, I want to see more of that. It applies to more than just him. There's a few players that you'd like to see just a bit more of. In Gels, you'd make the case for maybe a bit more of his skills this season. That would have been nice. And some players have taken the early kind of problems this season to heart. Players like Rio specifically, he's been fucking brilliant over the last few months. I think that that was going to be offside in the ball and behind it as anyway, so we're fine. My idea is great, but doesn't have the centre front play. Neither should be used for free flowing games, either for low block games. Yeah, no, 100%. He's definitely got use. But my case is that if you're thinking that, well, if he's just a hold-up player, why not go and buy a better hold-up player when you could just use, you know, funds to siphon him off? Because it wouldn't be hard to pass him on, right? But I'm definitely not in disagreement. I don't hate either. I want to clarify that. I think the guy is class and when he plays good. But I want to see it, you know, 5 times out of 10 rather than 2 times out of 10. Ooh, good hold up for St Johnstone. That was quite nice. Sent forward can peel because they're trying to get on the end of it, but it was never going to be too much of a threat, and Celtic can break forward again here. This could be a very long second half for St Johnstone. Does anyone know what the record for a semi-final win in a Scottish Cup is? Can someone look that up quickly? Because we could be in that territory, but I wouldn't say it convincingly. It's a ball for Rio though, played out towards that far side. Forrest steps in, could go across the box, does go across the box, and I'd have had a half chance there. I think he just didn't put too much on the end of it, so. Oh, Maeda's done brilliantly to keep that in though. Fucking excellent stuff, man. Taylor tries to funnel his way through 2 of them, and it's well kind of blocked off in the end, sent forward by Kirk, and there's a break down that right hand side, and he's still going, he's got the move. Eventually kind of popped out, McGregor just rolls it off, and Holt's going to go down there. Yeah, 100%. Phil. Yeah, case in point, that's what I'm saying with Ida. That chance right there, he should have probably scored that. Like, that's harder to fuck up than it is to miss, but I mean, I suppose. What about Damien Duff as a future? Because most managers, like, again, if you're upgrading for Rodgers, you need someone that's Premier League or better experienced. Someone that's got European track record and fate, like that type of stuff. That's why Knutson makes sense. Because he's had a sustained period of success at a club that notoriously didn't really do well about 10-15 years ago. Oh, so Johnston have a chance here, ball over the top, so Nasalo might just, yeah, just let it roll into the box and then pick it up, calm enough. Oh, I'm specifically asking for a semi-final though. 35 in any fucking round is ridiculous, Jesus Christ. It's like Australia versus Samoa, right? You haven't cried over a Pleasance Larson, but when Maeda leaves, he'll be the sad. Jesus Christ. Dyson Maeda has left on a fee worth 35 because tonight will be the night I fall in love. Just nah, absolutely not. Pull the old, oh my god, there. That's a good ball. Hold on, chance for us. Rio. Good strength, big man, although a bit too much strength on show there. It's going to be a foul, so Johnston on the edge of the box was going to say, what the fuck are you doing there, Rio? Just walk away, lad. Well, I'm getting an upgrade on Rodgers, so let's just talk piss. I know, that we're literally just talking out of our asses for the sake of it right now, but that's like what I'm saying. If we were to upgrade on Rodgers, it would need to be someone that's quite higher upper echelon. Wow, that was a good chance for St Johnstone. Good save, Sanasalo. Well, he switched on. Good to fucking see, big man. That was St Johnstone's first chance, and it was a good fucking opportunity as well. Or did it just go over the bar? It looked like Sanasalo got a hand to that on my screen, but even on the replay, it's still. Might have been for offside though, in fairness. Clear out towards that right hand side on the break. Forrest has it, cuts it back. How's your control arm? Horrible. Yeah, I generally think McCowan should probably get some minutes at some point. It'd be nice. I think he deserves it. I'll take the managerial job of pro clubs experience. Listen, I took Albion Rovers for fucking non-league all the way up to goddamn championship level. I think I'm pretty alright at this, you know. Okay, that wasn't a foul. Oh, definitely bought that one, but fair enough. Yeah, it's showing this chance again. Was he offside, I'm guessing? Ah, he was offside, I was wondering. That was a fucking excellent stop, actually. It's even better in slow motion. Rogers has 1 year left on his deal. I've got a feeling if we don't continuously back him in the next 2 windows, like we did in the summer, then he's off. Well, to be fair, we didn't do a lot of strengthening in January, that's true. So maybe we'll be curious to see what we do in the summer. Oh, that is a fucking shot! Holy sh... Okay, so Johnstone have scored, and I'll tell you what, that's goal of the game. What an absolute thunder shot. That is a beautiful... That is just fucking brilliant. You can't take anything away from that. That is just pure technique. I mean, again, it stems from Ida losing the ball. Hold up play. Like I said, it's just not his strength, and it's a really well struck shot for the fucking get-go, though. Lovely touch. 1 to set it up, 2 to kind of put himself ahead of scales, and the third was an absolute belter. Can't take anything away from it, man. Ida's complaining that he got fouled, but it's just a classic show of strength. And as nice as Sinisalo's last save was, he was not getting to that, even if it could be for the foul on Ida. That might be why there's a VAR check going on here. But I don't see how that should be disallowed. I mean, it's a two-handed push, but Ida clearly goes down. He's looking for it. I'd be very... Like, if I'm St Johnstone, especially if you just scored an absolute screamer, if you're Kirk, you're going to be genuinely upset. He's going to look at the monitor. No, this has to stand, man. I'm a Celtic man, tried and true. I am telling you, there is no fucking way that has to be disallowed. Like, Ida knew he was going to lose the ball. He is looking for it. I get it, it's 2 hands. That might be why. Like, if it's a one-handed push, there is no even a chance this gets checked. But because it's 2 hands, that's going to be the issue. But from my perspective, I don't see any reason why that should be disallowed. It's, that's a little disheartening, honestly. Wow. I mean, if you're Cock, you're absolutely raging there. Ida has gotten away with one in big style. That should have stood. It's because of the 2 hands. Like, I know it's because of the 2 hands. If he just did that with 1, which he could have done, by the way, like, more than comfortably he could have done that and it would have been fine. And Ida has a shot for range! Oh my god, if he'd scored right after that, that would have been hilarious. Imagine that you actually cheese, like St Johnstone getting their goal and then 15 seconds later go and score ahead. Like, that would have been minted. Well, to be fair, we've had VAR go against us a lot this season, so maybe it's about time we got one going off either. But it's, I mean, yeah, it's one of those where I get it, it's rulebook stuff, but I mean, if you're 4-0 down, that's like, you're going to be so angry. Like, I've just scored an absolute peller to make my day a little bit better after getting scudded, and then the referee's like, nah mate, you touched this guy. Look, yeah, football is a contact sport, man. Well, St Johnstone have came out and played a lot more in the second half though, so you give them credit. They are actually playing some nice stuff. To be fair, that's probably why I hit the deck so easy. Oh, Jesus Christ, still got the fucking whiskey in my system. I'm just gonna fucking hit the deck here. Oh. Oh, go on, Forrest! Things you love to see, big man. Fucking excellent. Drew McKenna's getting... Oh, he's getting yellow carded for dissent, I guess. Don't let it get to your head, mate. That's... I mean... That is a foul, 100%. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds of grabbing at his balls. For Lionel, just without the afro. Nah, it gives me more like Anthony Stokes type of vibes. Not as good as the other striker options that existed at the time, but still a damn fine striker when he wants to be. That's good. Oh, nice pass. Scales opens it up. Have a crack, McGregor. You got space, man. Aye, doesn't opt to go for it. Plays it short instead. Big deflection off the cross attempt. McGregor does brilliantly to win it back. He has played so calmly. Ever since he got that goal, man, it's just like he's like settled into his nerves. No issues at all. Forrest on the far side. And towards either. Good touch. Laid back. Calm enough. Good stuff, big man. There we go. Carter Vickers. Forrest. Oh, lovely. Absolutely cunted him. Good stuff, Forrest. Moves it. Then Giles has it off the back pass. McGregor has it again. Lays it off towards his Irish partner in crime and Scales, Rio. Switch back between him. Taylor up towards the wing. Back in towards him. You got Rio standing about 10-15 metres of space. He opts to go back out towards Dyson instead though. Genuinely, the entire right hand side of the field is fucking open. You could use them. There we go, Carter Vickers. Played it in. It's a very heavy touch for Forrest, but it is taking a convenient bounce for him. Oh! A penalty! That has to be a penalty! Surely that's a penalty, man. Forrest just minced that man a belter. And the words of the Penrith! Look, fuck it, no way it isn't. He just phased through him like a ghost in the machine, and yeah, it's a fucking penalty. He just pops him to the side, no attempt to play the ball, doesn't get anywhere near it. It's a penalty. Give it to James. Let him take it, surely that has to stand. Balladus is going to complain about it, but again, there's no attempt to play the ball. They will probably check it, just because they checked the last one. It would be nice to balance it out. And to be fair, it would be calmer that a clear and obvious pen gets chalked off for us. Give it to Forrest. Give it to James, please. Yeah, they're checking the penalty. That makes sense. They're fucking every time now. Let's see, is that like, how? Because he gets pushed, there we go, and yeah, he comes across and catches him. Like, there is no way it isn't a fucking penalty. That was what Forrest is even saying. He's just like, bro, like, what do you need me to get shot in the back of the fucking head? Well, he's going to check it. That's insane. There we go. I guess we're going to get 2 really bad VAR decisions this time. Because they only call you to the monitor if they're going to more or less often than not overturn it. Like, the percentages is like 78% or something. I gotta say, I mean, it's quite obviously a penalty. Like, no attempt to play the ball, catches him in the face. Forrest is already like trying to stay on his feet for getting tackled about a millisecond previous, so he's not going down and looking for it. That's a penalty. It's like, that is crystal fucking clear. Interesting. Come on, ref, surely. That. Are you fucking serious? Okay, this referee's a fucking idiot. He's got two very bad decisions wrong. St Johnstone should have had a goal, absolutely. We should have absolutely had a penalty. Like, it's clearly just karma. That is what that is. That is 100% just karma for what we got away with a few seconds ago. So I'm not too angry about it. But it's still one of those situations where I'm like, how? How is that not a penalty? That makes no fucking sense whatsoever. Can you actually stop being a cunt for 10 fucking... I'm happy to fucking fire up all these shit ends, but... Just checking to see what they disallowed it for, because I don't have any like audio. There's some changes being made. We've got Jota and Kuhn coming on for Forrest and Ida. Apparently they disallowed it because it wasn't sufficient enough contact. That's what's coming up on like the BBC report thing. Apparently it's a contact issue. And there is McCowan for in jail, so good to see that one of the things that I said would happen would. And most of these referees getting paid? Probably nothing, based on the way that they're fucking refereeing this one. Because I mean, St Johnstone fans have every right to be pissed off, but I think we have a reason to be pissed off now as well, because like, both sets of fans will probably be looking at each other after this game going, our referee was woeful, wasn't he? Holy shit, he was bad. Like, I don't mind it because we're 4-0 up, right? I'm not going to bitch about it too much, but that happening right after getting another decision very much wrong, that's two horrifically shit calls back to back. And again, this is a cup semi-final. This is a pretty big game, so you want to get the key decisions right. This game should, for all intents and purposes, be 5-1 right now. If we scored the penalty, which we probably would have, 5-1 right now. Interesting. Yeah, and it's kind of that point, isn't it, Hackman? Like, if the game was tied and these two calls were happening, both sets of fans would be fucking livid. You can't argue with it too much, I suppose. You know, you have to look at it like that, but it's one of those, you know. I'll get one more decent draw this and then I'll focus up for the rest of the game. But 2/3 of it have been and gone, over 2/3 of it now I should say, but technically with added time it'd be about 2/3 of it. Scottish refs must know the handshake. No, sheepshagging boots. To be fair, it's not as if they've been very kind. They've fucked over the sheepshaggers by their own accord as well. I think the referees just don't like anyone. Oh, Rio, you know what to do here, son. Tries to... I mean, I respect it. McCowan went for the shot. It wasn't particularly too friendly. It was straight towards it, but... I feel so bad for Forrest, man. He really deserves a goal. That's probably why Rodgers is playing him as much, isn't it? You know, that's probably why. It's like, you need your goal, son. We can't not have you getting to the end of the season without a goal, otherwise we don't really see, you know, we can't really question your character with this one. Good hustle for McCowan. That's brilliant. The pass is loose as shit. There's a chase down. Kuhn just cuts back and gets towards it. There we go. Oh, what a pass. What a cross. Could be dangerous, headed away calm enough. That was pretty fucking decent. Still dangerous. Nice, Carter. Lovely Carter. Very calm, Carter. That's what we love to see. Ball out towards the fucking space. That could be decent. Switch acrosses. Oh! Ah! That's so fucking... That is a weird ass goal, but Josh scored. Yes, sir. He can move it. What a fucking finish. I mean, the cross, it looked like it was too overhit towards the back stick, but how the fuck did Jota squeeze that into the gap? For like a half second, my brain was like, that hit the side net, and it felt like it hit the side netting, but no, that managed to squeeze through. Wow, on the 67th minute, dead as well, by the way. That's funny as fuck. I mean, the cross was beautiful. I want to say that, but Jota's finish was absolutely pristine. To take that first time. Oh, that is so fucking clean, by the way. Like, he knows he can't swing it that, he can't put power on it, so he just kind of does like a skip. Just puts his leg out, uses the kind of pace for the cross to redirect it. That is lovely. Oh, he's not just on the wing this time, he's on the score sheet to boot. Good shit. 5-0, game set in the match. McPake's going to come on for K8, that's the last change, I think. Maybe the second to last change actually for St Johnstone. Both were brilliant. Yeah, the cross was fantastic. The finish is just superbly calm. Like, I know Jota is the type that will fucking hit that with everything he's got, but no, not this time. Just calm, delicate. I don't bother at all, Rob. It takes like 10-15 seconds for it to come through my screen anyway. Man United got beat 1-0 for Wolves. Good for them. But does that mean United are actually closer to the fucking... I'll need to check that at the end of the game. The only other update in terms of teams was Albion Rovers lost yesterday to Celtic's B team. I was walking past the stadium yesterday when the game was going on. I asked one of the fellas outside and I was just like, we're losing 1-0, lad. I checked when I got home, we did indeed lose 1-0. That's less because it's a Celtic side though, you know what I mean? It's like one of those where you're like, fair enough, I suppose. To be fair, this could be an absolute fucking... This could be put on Pornhub. Giant Glaswegian pumps tiny... pumps tiny wee fucking Johnston last like fucking 5 times over, and it's just these highlights, man. United around 14th, fucking hell. They've had such a strange season, man. Oh, he gets he has to get an applause. Rio's coming off. Rio's coming off. Bernardo is coming on. Just to make sure that midfield's got full strength and fitness towards the end of the game. Not as there's too much time, 20 minutes. Maybe the Portuguese one gets on the score sheet along with his, counterpart brethren in Jota. But this game has been about as calm as you could ask, honestly. I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel a wee bit for St Johnstone because they should have had a goal. But besides that, pitch perfect from us, genuinely. Not a single thing to really complain about. Besides the opening half an hour, was as soon as we got the first, we've just played so much calmer. Ooh, good fake out in fairness. I like that for Kirk. Bhoys, he's going to go back. I'm okay. I can't really complain about life too much, man. I've just been trying to do things. Been trying to get back into like dating and all that stuff. So I've got like I've recently started using things like Tinder again. This is the first time I've opened that thing in like at least 2.5 years. And holy shit, man, it's bad. That's all I need to say, man. Modern dating is a joke. Good pass to Carter. Run it, my guy. Oh, Carter. Here we go. Nice for McGregor. Good pass in. McCowan's calm enough to pop it back. Probably not the way you would have wanted to play it. Josh squeezed a goal in like George Michael in a heli public bathroom. Can't skills. That could have been dangerous there. Look at the fucking scenes. I love that. You got at least a bit. His top's half weather, man. Jesus Christ, you can barely see a shirty green and white in there. It's just straight pale white pasty chests. Things you love to see. That or sunburn, no in between. Double promotion for Falkirk this year. I love that. I love Falkirk. Falkirk's a great wee side. Where the fuck did I put that ball? Oh, it's over there. 2 seconds, gentlemen. Ain't nothing like some H2O to get your fucking body back in ocean. Let's go, boys. One more for the end of the game. That'd be lovely. Ball's played forward, and I'll tell you what, there could be a break for it. Jota. Oh! Oh, I thought McCowan would have been able to retain it, man. McGregor, Cam. Taylor rolls it back across. Powell, where you going, son? Lovely pass. Good take and touch for McCowan. Ball in the box is actually half dangerous as well, but it's going to go straight through into the hands of Fisher. No real problems at all. Quite literally, it's the get your tits out for the boys. You got half the stadium obliging. Even the small pocket of St Johnstone fans that are still in the stadium. I mean, fair play to them for staying. Honestly, I'd be doing the same fucking thing. I'm getting my money's worth, man. Do you think they'll stay up? I think they should stay up. Falkirk's a good side. Oh, Dyson. I wanted that to go in so bad. That trick would have been fucking immense. Couldn't keep it down, though. He was doing Japan's other sporting pastime in rugby there. It's a lovely punter's kick in fairness, but not a striker's shot, unfortunately. Okay, this must be St Johnstone's last change. I think they've made like 5 now. Yeah, I think so. They made that change. That Piazza fell on. I still think the 14 team league makes sense. 14, 15. Because you could do just 3 tiers of 15, 15, 15. That's 45 teams in the top 3 flights. So that's a throw in for us. Oh, okay, fair enough. Let's cut back instead. McGregor's going to run it. Okay, I'm an off roll it in behind. There's space there. Gets the pass out. Lovely touch inside. Could be a break here. Kuhn, great feet. Could have a crack. Does have a crack. I think it took a slight bounce off his Johnston body. That or he miss hit it wildly. I guess it's shown a full fit totally different thing. I was like, when the fuck that? Didn't that big lad? Yeah, no, he absolutely did. Ralston, the bricky. Let's go, the big man himself. He's about to grace the pitch with his presence. Give him many round of applause because Johnston still popped up with 2 assists. I think 2 assists anyway. But you had Rio that popped up with fucking 3 of them. No wait, who would it be? Rio's got 2, I think. And then no, Rio's got 3 and Johnston's got 2. That's what it is. Nice. Hughes is bitching again. That man has came onto the pitch and he's just spent half the time just doing this, like, concerned, like, oh, is it my fault, eh? Stop touching your titties and stop playing football, my boy. Play it out towards the left-hand side. Lovely breakdown there. I was going to say it could have been a little bit better, but good hold up in the end, still have it. Lovely pass. That's a lot better, much more direct, although the touch was not exactly graceful. Celtic will do the best to retain the ball. It's still bouncing around. Somehow St Johnstone get away with it. Fucking hell. Hold back and across. Sent forward and there's a bounce opportunity there if he can keep it under control. They force it up. Ralston gets a touch out. His first contribution to the game is to get a throw in. So Johnston will probably just play it safe and go backwards here. I wouldn't imagine they'd throw it forwards. Anyone still think Greg Taylor will sign his new improved deal? Maybe. I mean, if he does, then there's a high chance that obviously we don't sign anyone else in that position. So it's a case of I'll be happy with Tierney and Taylor being the two. Which honestly I would be. Like I said, I've talked about this a few times before. I don't think Taylor's a bad player. I'm just thinking if we want a backup, the money that Taylor's asking is a wee bit too much. But if we ain't going for Schlupp and if we ain't investing in any other left backs, I wouldn't say it's a bad call at all. Kevin's having words with the referee here, but it was a foul, Chief. I would not argue with it too much. Maybe like I said, 14 you could basically do the rotatory, you could play each team twice. That's fine, right? Like at that point you would be playing 26 and then you could do a bracket split at the end and then that'd be like a 31-32 game season. It's alright for low leagues. Let's see what St Johnstone are going to do with this one. It's within that area where damage can be done. Right into the wall, takes the deflection, and then it's just a really wildly swung at shot that is nowhere near the goal. Sails miles over. Don't think he'll complain about that too much in fairness. It's pretty much the whole reason why the split exists. Just to make sure that it was more interesting for the rest of the teams in the top flight. Because you know you're not going to win the fucking title, it's always going to be Celtic or Rangers. So if you're like a Motherwell or a St Mirren or a Hearts, then yeah, like aiming for top 6 is a reasonable goal. To squeeze cash out. True. But it's one of those where if you take the hit for Celtic and Rangers then now, give the rest of the team the rest of the teams in the leagues, I should say, a chance to catch up, then yeah, it could make the league more enticing, but this is what you just said. If you're Celtic and Rangers, if you bring in a good amount of the revenue to the league, you're going to want your cut. You know, it's like, say people that bitch about rich people not paying enough taxes, even if they only pay 10% of their fucking taxes, they still contribute more than a standard person will their entire life in 1 year. Simple economics don't make sense in a lot of aspects, I suppose. Although rich people still fucking suck, I want to clarify that. The split wasn't a thing, St Mirren when we've gotten top 6 like we could. Yeah, but I suppose that's fair. Besides, everyone's like, oh well, I mean, if all you're doing in Scotland's fine out for the top 6, then what about this? No offence, but the Premier League, you can finish in the top fucking 8 and still technically get Europe. So they're more of a cheat to talk than most fucking leagues in general, right? There's a few teams that do similar systems to us. But personally, you just add 2 more teams to the league and you can solve a lot of shit. Specifically like the relegation playoff stuff, because that's unnecessary. It's just pointless. Because what if you in the championship and you win the playoffs in the championship, you still need to beat the other team that got relegated or got into the relegation playoff, I should say. Like, that's just so unfair. Like, if you're in the championship or any tier below it, you can't finish second. You have to go for first every time. So if you expand it, put 2 more teams in each league, boom, all of a sudden you've got an actual, promotion guaranteed spot, I should say, and that makes it a bit more interesting. Just little things like that. You don't need to overhaul it to make it work, but there are some certain fixes they could do. Ain't too much time left in this game. Right now as it stands, about 7 minutes while there's left of additional time on top of it. I think Celtic and St Johnstone both realised that we can slow things down a little bit. There could be a little... Oh, well, that, never mind. The Cowans just somehow passed it to them there. I mean, technically, it bounced off them, but I mean, weird deflection that goes in St Johnstone's favour. They're able to break forward with it. Ball in the box is half dangerous. Sinisalo gets out to claim it comfortable enough. There we go. Not too bad. The deal with Satanta. Jesus, Belgium are going to introduce the split due to what's happening with their league. Yeah, because they're expanding as well. Plus they have a couple of teams that are actually quite decent-ish now, so they can afford to kind of do that sort of stuff. Just makes it more interesting for the teams that don't get titles. But if you're a team that does, if you're a Celtic or Rangers fan, then yeah, you want a 16 to 18 team league. It just makes it more interesting. Beats playing St Johnstone 4 times a season. 5 or 6 if you have them in the cups. Look. Little things like that. Coming off Cal. There we go. Oh, had a crack. What a pass instead. It lets it overlap and the entire way. Ralston's going to get there instead. Is it back for the German in the end? Kuhn has it. Lovely 1-2 pass inside there potentially. Good feet. Lovely feet for McCowan. I cannot follow that at all. Wins the corner kick. Not bad whatsoever at all. Any team that plastic pitch should be scrapped. Nah, not even that. Just if they win a game, they get 2 points instead of 3. Call it the plastic pitch tax. Pass back though. If Celtic are going to improve, they need to go England. Not necessarily. It's not down to us to improve. We've been constantly improving season upon season, Megan. We're one of the best run clubs in terms of budgetised assets in Britain as it is. And that's in a league that barely produces any profits whatsoever. It's the rest of the leagues, below us and up until the championship level. Those teams need to get a bolster, a good amount of money to invest. There's a ball. Oh, chance. Nice. Cross. Oh, it's over that. I mean, Jota put his head in his hands immediately. If it cuts to him with his head in his hands, just staring up like, I think he knows he messed that up. That was a lovely opportunity to make it 6. It was a beautiful time run. The cut back, the lovely little hold up to kind of draw in Curtis for the challenge. It was a lovely cross as well, but too much power on it, way too much power on it. I don't think Belgium do either, to be fair, Watchal. Metal pitches only, oh Jesus Christ. That'd make the Champions League way more interesting. Welcome to Celtic Park, where the Barcelona players have refused to enter the pitch on the grounds that their toes are stinging. Meanwhile, you've got fucking Daiser Maeda doing roly-polies about and stuff because he doesn't feel anything. Speaking of machines, here's Ralston getting forward. Lovely pass towards Kuhn. Switched across, well taken, touch by Jota, lays it off towards the far side, could be a far crossing towards the back stick, plays it back in towards Jota. Good feet in fairness, but well timed step in. Well timed step in response though, love that. Very calm. You've got Celtic players playing wherever the fuck now. McGregor's there for range, could have a crack if he wants to. Opts to hold it up instead, kind of hooks it back towards that far left side. Taylor, lay off, played, simple and calm. There we go. Carter Vickers, where's he going to go? Far side. Ralston has it. Oh, thought he was going to lay after Ralston anyway, nonetheless, Kuhn just holds it up instead. Pass in's lovely. Good hold up touch, says very, very nice this. Could be a potential for a 6. Played out towards the left again. Got back is half decent. Dangerous shot. It's not half bad either, but it's always going to be sailing. And again, shoulders sag a little bit for Jota, but no shame in it, son. It was a good attempt. You've already scored a very impossible goal today, so I don't think I'll be too mad at that at all. It's a respectable effort. Yeah, I mean, there's not any right or wrong points to this, is there? You can make a case on any aspect of it. Like, for me personally, you don't need to do too much. If you try and change too much too quickly, it can be a bad thing. So for me, it's more about gradual changes. Like, again, 14 teams, that's just a small tweak. It's 2 extra teams. But you can take away the relegation playoff. It means that you're not playing as many extra games at the end of the season. If you're at the bottom, more importantly, if you're at the top, then there's just less stress because you're not worrying about that. You can take away the splits if you want to, but you can keep them just as a bonus, I suppose, or even just change the split. So instead of it being the top 6, it's the top 4 in the final 2 match days you play against each other, just to make it interesting, something like that. Because those top 4 spots are European spots, so it would make sense. You could see who in that bracket goes well, you know what I mean? So if you have like Hibs in 4th on 58 points, and then say like Aberdeen in 3rd with like 62, there's still that, you know, drama with the final few games where you can maybe get caught. But that's just, you know, me thinking for the sake of thinking. Oh shit, chance for St Johnstone there. Sinisala had to just kind of push it out with his hand. Yeah, definitely not wrong. It's not just about how you can make Celtic and Rangers improve, it's about how you can get the entire league as a whole domestic scene to improve. Well, Rodgers and the manager are having words early on here. I think they're just going to blow the whistle quite early on. Don't think there's any added time. I think they're just going to blow the whistle and there we fucking go. That was good, boys. Much better. A very confusing 30 minutes. Kind of gives me that same vibe when we played Leipzig in the Champions League. The first half an hour was just very stale, and then it's followed up by 10 or 15 minutes of just beautiful football towards the end of the half, and the calmness and composure saw us through the rest of the match. Can't really fault it. It's a bit of a shame that Dyson didn't get his hat trick, but we did get some additional goals, so we can't really argue with it too much in that sense either. Of course, Jota kind of popping up with a goal in the 67th minute, slightly poetic in a way, so there we go. Genuinely should have stuck a bit of money on that flash. It would have been pretty nice. But you know the drill for those that are new here. I mean, a few of you have subscribed anyway. We know the drill, but for those that have been here long enough, you know what's about to happen. I don't need to really say anything else besides that man there. Oh, time to yell very loudly. So, for the victory, for the win, and for Dyson Maeda, because he's class. Yass. That's what we wanted to see. Very calm, very composed. You thought I was going to fucking yes sir. Yes sir. We win. We win. Very calm, very good, very players. No worries whatsoever. That's what we call in the business a W. Final time. Woo! Also, split fixtures, because I can actually fucking show you them now. Let's go back to this. I actually need to have a little look at the stats. 3 shots, 0 on target, technically. To 8 shots on target, 5 goals. Good stuff. That is about as convincing as you can ask. The first half an hour was very stale, but we managed to get the job done 100%. Very calm. Let me just pull up the rest of the thingy-majiggies. Because we're live again in 6 days. You know the splits. If you don't, we play against Rangers on the 4th of May. That's when things could be potentially wrapped up if we do the really funny thing and lose to Dundee on purpose. But I don't think we will. Chances are we could wrap it up at Tannadice, so that'd be quite interesting if we could. Like I said, the top 6 are there. I mean, the drama was sitting there and kind of creeping in the last day. But it's kind of depressing that a team that can finish 6th with more fucking losses than wins. Like, the rest of them make sense, right? I mean, Celtic and Rangers, of course, right? You know what I mean? Like, Pabs, give them credit because their second half of the season has been fucking insane, but the other two are just like, what happened? Bear in mind, Aberdeen were literally ahead of us in November. They fell off. That'll be the next time we're live on this one. We'll go back to this screen for now while I fix the rest of it. Let me read through some of the chats. Yes, love to see each other play. Have we ever ruled that Scottish teams need to field a minimum of 6 players, then it will improve the national team and generate much more money for Scottish clubs? But it would also kill teams like Celtic and Rangers who don't have too many good Scottish players. And again, if that's the case, then Celtic and Rangers would just buy up all the good Scottish players for the rest of the team. See, like the Bundesliga, what Bayern and Dortmund do, where they just buy up all the good players. Like, oh, look, that guy's doing alright for fucking, like, Hoffenheim, let's pluck him out for thin air. We'll just spend a wee bit more so he comes to us. It'd be the same type of thing. You'd be basically making it a Bundesliga type shit where it's who just has the most to spend. Because again, it's not as if it's going to change, right? It's going to be either Leverkusen, Leipzig, it will be one of the big hitters that might be 3rd or 4th. Then you'll have Dortmund and Bayern basically fighting out for the title. Like, it's always going to be the same teams regardless of what changes you make. So my counterpoint would be, rather than having set rules, make sure that you have like a consistent thing where you have youngsters in your team. Like, at least on the bench to some degree. Like, have like an under-21 rule, something like that, to make sure that you're always guaranteeing that some former youngster gets minutes, because that can work, right? Look what the French league do, where they have that subsidised rule where you need at least 3 under-21s on their bench. They follow that rule to a T. And even teams like PSG adapted that in a way to make sure that their youngsters got minutes, and more importantly, they flourished. That's why PSG are doing so well right now, because when Mbappe left, they just looked at the youngsters and went, right, you just can work as a unit because you've played minutes a lot, right? And they all went, aye, works for me, and there you go, problem solved. So something like that would work. We need to get rid of the drinking culture in Scotland too. True. All we're known for is partying, and that's why we struggle to do well in sports. Half the country is alcoholics. True. But the day that they invent drunk football, it's game over for the rest of them. Final, you'll take that, absolutely. Happy fucking Sunday indeed. Likewise with you, Sausage. If that's you off for the night, brother, you enjoy yourself. Thank you very much for joining us. I'd say it was a miserably bad type of stream at all. I mean, how are we doing for likes? I'd say that would be a funny as hell sport to watch, man. Even get the managers pushed, get the referees, but just get everybody absolutely sloshed, and then just put them on a pitch and see what happens. You know what I mean? Can you imagine like a Glasgow derby? You know what I mean? You have like Ali McCoy doing commentary. Go, what's he fucking? Have you like he was just rambling like an old like granddad, but like if he was watching the game in the bar, it's like, I'm going to fucking go down there and watch him after this game. By the way, a fucking stupid. Chris sitting on the other side, just letting out the laugh the entire time. You know what I mean? Like you can imagine how funny that would be, but just get rid of the split and play until the end of the season. Like it's like every decent league goes until the end of the season, not finishing 4 or 5 weeks before it actually does, because there's more universal choice of who could win it. Right, again, French league, same problem. PSG would wrap it up about 10-15 weeks before the fucking season was done, so the rest of them were just fighting out for second and third. So they introduced rules to limit how much money they could spend. That's why financial fair play exists. Like Celtic still have laws to play that. Also, this image just popped up on my screen. I need to show it to you guys in my head. Look at him. Just observe his power. Look at him. What a man. What an absolute fucking sexy beast he is. Things you love to see. Something going on with English football, God knows. There's always something going on in English football. Chelsea beat Fulham 2-1, Wolves beat United 1-0, we talked about that earlier on. Arsenal beat Ipswich 4-0, and Leicester and Liverpool are still drawing. Although it's only 30 minutes into that game. I would thrive. Oh fucking my god, man, he'd be like prime, like Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I always love it when people do it. Maeda is such a beautiful man, no homo. You can say a man is beautiful and like it not be sexual, Jesus Christ. Like everybody looks at people like Ryan Gosling or Chris Hemsworth and like, yeah, he's sexy. It's not gay to say that, is it? But Maeda's just sexy because of his ability. The man is literally like a fucking human jet engine, man. He can just run for Scotland. Well, for Japan technically, but you know what I mean. He could run across Scotland in about half an hour probably. Maeda's our next horse 100%. I honestly don't disagree with that. Although I wouldn't say, I'd say more like a Jinky Johnston, you know, like predominantly a winger, but he could still score goals, that type of player. I wouldn't say he's like Lawson, because Lawson's goal scoring, like that man just score goals for the sake of it, right? So I'd say maybe like a Johnston. Something like that, I don't know. Maybe like a good middle ground. Because that's what I think, eh? Tiny wee dude that can just dribble between people like they don't exist, fast as fuck, clean with a shot, you know? Like, that's what I think, eh? I don't think of Lawson. Lawson, he's in a league of his own, right? It's very hard, but he's close to it, very close to it. To be fair, with a Fulham and Chelsea match, I'd always put that down as a draw. Fair play to Chelsea, yeah. Like, they could outrun a bullet train in Japan. True, honestly. I wouldn't even argue against that in the slightest. You said exactly what you said. There you go, great minds think alike. Should the mill off me, safe to say from his action that Maeda's more Lawson than Jinky. But again, it's two different positions, you know what I mean? I'd say, like, yeah, 100%. I can't argue with it. But, I mean, maybe we could just say he's our next Nakamura, right? Like, that would be the easy comparison. Because Nakamura could fucking play anywhere, man. You could throw that cunt at left back and he'd stick in a decent shift. So, you have to look at it like that. But I'd say genuinely it's more Johnston vibes for me, you know, like Lawson. But I think of like Moussa Dembele when I think of Lawson, you know what I mean? Like if you're talking recent acquisitions, I'd say him, because they did play the very similar style of football. It was about physicality, being in your face, and more importantly being very composed when you go one on one. Like Maeda isn't really the type to be composed. You've seen what he does sometimes where he'll punt it over the ball. Lawson never did that. But Johnston, if you look at clips for the 60s and 70s, whatever else, yeah, there would be tons of clips of him sending that shit into orbit. That's why it gives me the similar vibe, because he was a guy that could play as a striker, but everyone knew him for when he played out on the left, which is what Maeda does right now. So the similarities are very, like, this, you know, they're very, very even in a lot of ways. Love to see him taking a life of Dyson. I wake up at 3 AM and I go on a 25-kilometer run. I do it on my hands because it is easy to do with my legs. I get home 5 minutes later and I make myself a food. Just normal shit. So every 2 hours though he goes out on a run, 15 kilometers or some shit. We just need someone to make loads of babies with Maeda's with if you're just starting 11 of them. Jesus Christ, man. It'd be like one of those like fantasy foot teams where it's just players with all the same name. We've got Maeda there on the left, Maeda there on the right, and wouldn't you fucking believe it, there's Maeda centrally as well. And Maeda's also in the stands watching the other Maedas. It's just... Before you know it, man, the Dyson Maeda comes back to manage the club, he's just managing his fucking children, basically. Well, see, we don't fucking score this free kick, son. No dinner for you tonight. Top bin instantly, like, that's extra Irish for me, my guy. Get me my fucking, like, I don't know, what's a good Japanese dish? Like a really good Japanese dish. Because I don't like sushi, this is the hard thing for me. Like good, either udon or soba. Soba noodles, I would say. Like cold soba noodles, like the way they make them over there is class. Also could shoot a Kuro biscuit into the crack of someone's hole. Yeah. I mean, that's one of the most fucked up analogies I've ever heard in my life, but fair. Well, I mean, I can't complain about that whatsoever. We absolutely popped off. I'm just kind of languishing on the side. I'm kind of looking in the corner of the screen right now because I've got like the Liverpool and Leicester thing up, and just so I can take a wee gander and see what's happening there. We just had a chance and missed. Balls. Fair enough. I mean, what happens if Liverpool wins this game today? What does it do table-wise? 14 points with 5 games. Oh, it puts us one away. Not so bad, not so shabby. Technically a draw and a win would actually wrap up the title for Liverpool, mathematically I guess. Well, we got about 6 days before we're back up and running and doing things ourselves. I mean, don't get me wrong, it'll be an interesting one because obviously for us, if we win it all. Simple and pure, we wrap up the title. I should probably bring a little bit up here. Just so that it's done and dusted. Because that'll be the next time that I'm probably live anyway. Start Forest against Dundee. I think bring him on. See, once Dundee's legs are tired, he'd be perfect to bring on in like the 60th minute and just run at them. I think that would make sense. Give Kuhn the opening 60 minutes because you want to kind of get 2 or 3 on the board if you can. I mean, if you're thinking from Celtic's perspective, you don't ever want to have a game that's only within 1 goal, especially when you're away from home at a place like Tannadice where Dundee can use that crowd sway to get back into it. And again, Dundee's basically, you know, a little Rangers. That's what everyone calls them, like the fucking second, third string cousin. So it's one of those where most Dundee fans in the stadium, they'll be making noise. They'll won't want their side to lose. I mean, sure, Dundee don't really have much to play for. Again, when you look at like the table and stuff, they're more or less just fighting to stay within touching distance of the rest of them. Because I mean, it's like, you know, if they beat us, for instance, they would tie with Hibs, and then they would have to go through like the ring of the rest of them. So I don't see them being anywhere higher than 3rd at the end of this. Like, you'd be very lucky if they could. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even say 3rd. I'd say 4th. I'd say Hibs are favourite for 3rd right now. They're the one that I'm concerned about. See if there's any team, like, I'm not worried about Rangers because I don't see Celtic nor Rangers coming out and playing 10 out of 10 football. Both of them will come out at like 50-60% of their usual. But it's Hibs that gives me a slight concern because they still have a lot to play for. Same with Aberdeen in some aspects. Like Dundee, sure, they're here on merit, but I think, you know, it's one of those. It's a toss-up. Would you rather start Taylor? Would you rather Taylor stays? Or do we keep Schlupp? It's a toss-up. For me personally, I'm on the fence of whatever makes the most mathematical sense. Like, if we brought in Schlupp, we'd have to give him the same type of wages that Taylor's asking for. Probably more, if I'm being honest. Like, at least 10-15k more if I'm thinking about it. Or, you know, Taylor's Scottish. It's good for, you know, coefficient rules and stuff like that. It's good for UEFA rules and things. So, like, you know, that, I guess, isn't a bad thing. But it depends, right? It depends on Taylor, because from what we've seen, from my perspective anyway, as soon as he realised he wasn't getting what he wanted, he started to play shit. He didn't care. like, oh well, I'll just half-ass it then. That's why Schlupp got the starting minutes. So it's about what he does in the end of this. Like, if he plays great for the post-split fixtures, sure, extend his contract because it will be deserved by that point. But it'll be a case of, you know, can he redeem that a little bit? Because, I mean, performances like today is a good way to do that. He was fine today, he didn't do anything wrong at all, so it's one of those. Like I said, the opening half an hour, very strange. I don't ever want to see that type of side-to-side backward shit and we're passing it around in the box with no shots going off. That can fuck off. But after that, everything else worked out, and again, Taylor was an alright part of that, at least in terms of counter-attacking, so, you know, it's one of those. I think it's time that we get ready to wrap this up. I can see, I'm still happy that it came back, because it means I can actually do things without having to worry about accidentally fucking hitting the wrong button. Yeah, I'm sort of like, I think they were 10th, like at the end of December. Like they were barely afloat. Could have been 9th though. Back Lax, sort of forgotten hero. Get him, Compare and Barcast back on the bus immediately. We have a job to finish. See, when you consider Hibs' start to the season, can you imagine if they had started their season with some form of actual, like, half-decent ability? Because, like, again, it does this shit where it's like, oh, like, can I just get, like, the post... Yeah, the first phase, ideally. Because I'm pretty sure if I do this, I can show you the, well, I guess I can't, because it doesn't let me scroll across here. But yeah, it's like they had, I think it was 5 defeats in 2024, so they've only lost 3 times. We've lost about the same amount of games in that time. Once to Hibs, ironically enough, so, you know, when you think about it like that, fair enough to them, honestly. But when we play well, when we get things clicking, we do shit like that, so that's the difference, you know what I mean? Oh. But the next one is a domestic game, like I said. That one will be interesting. And again, we win it. We're in it. Simple as it. Cannot complain at all. I'm gonna get ready to wrap things up for the most part though, because we've done all the shit that we needed to do. Oh. Very strange one. Very strange stream just in general. Pretty good in a lot of aspects, but confusing in some. The first half an hour I'll just put out my head and I'll call the rest of it, you know, how I actually seen the game, which is alright. You won't see Emilio Rognati on the shirt and Honduras, well, I shouldn't think she'll love to see. Yes. Right, let's get ready to wrap things up, I suppose. We've done all the shit we need to do, so boom. Thank you for watching, thank you for coming along, thank you for taking the time to come along and, you know, join us for this one. We're into the final, we'll be up against Hibs, not Hibs, Aberdeen at some point next month. We were literally just talking about Hibs, that's why it was stuck in my head. I remember seeing it Easter Road, Hibs can legit finish a couple of points behind Rangers. You never know, it's always possible. The Rangers struggling in the split, well, who knows, they could lose their first game, we could beat them in the last Glasgow derby this season, and things could get a wee bit dicey for them at that point. But Hibs will need to be pitch perfect, and I don't see that happening realistically. They will slip up at least once. So it's one of those, can't really argue with it. I'll be in the Discord for a little bit afterwards. I'm going to go and get some food and do all the shit that I need to kind of do. Make sure my VODs are fine and all that stuff first, ideally. And then I'll probably jump in for a little bit and see what's happening in there. So if you want to join us, there's a little link down in the description you can click on, it takes you through. If you're already in the Discord, fantastic, just keep an eye out. I'll join it and I'll put a little thing in the status saying free to join, and you're more than welcome to join afterwards if you want. I'll be there for like an hour or two at least, I would say. So keep an eye out for that. If you want to join us for the next one, like I said, you're more than welcome to do so. That'll be on the 26th, and if all things work out, I should be live by 12:15. If not, about 5 or 10 minutes later, that'll be the kind of goal, I suppose, anyway. And yeah, that pretty much summarises everything. But can't argue with it too much. We always shout them as well then. Thank you to these lovely people, every one of them is an absolute legend. And of course, as we wrap it up, Celtic are still the best goddamn team in the world. Can't use it half for. You have a good rest of your day. We'll see you next time. We'll wrap up the title, hopefully, anyway. Appreciate that, Flash. You have a lovely one. Let's kick some ass. See you next week. Until then, Celtic are the best team in the world. Bye. Yeah!